Let's hear it for our future BA High School cheerleaders. What a great way to start the evening. Now it's time for your Matthews Forward Keys to the Game with Adam Hildebrand and Steve Spavital.
Hello everybody, Adam and Spav back with you. It's time for the Matthews Forward Keys to the Game as the Tigers get ready to take on Union. Spav, what do you have for us this week?
Well, first off, I think we need to control the line of scrimmage. Offensively, if we can get the cutback, block the cutback, we'll really be a lot more effective on the run game. Secondly, with our defense, we really need to force them to run in the perimeter. That will be a big key factor. Secondly, we need to dictate the game. We can do that by multiple formations and multiple defensive fronts, and what that will do is keep them guessing. That's what we need to do. And thirdly, we need to really be conscious of field position, and we can win that battle with our special teams. We need to be a lot more aggressive. We need to possibly block a punt or something. But if we can do that, we'll be very effective.
There you have it, the Matthews Forward Keys to the Game. Enjoy the game and go Tigers.
He just wants to be heard, whether it's a beat in a mic. Feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up. Let's go. Anyway, he never really talks much, never deserves status, but still even he's starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge because he makes a living from writing raps. Putting together himself, but a picture connects. Never asking for someone's help, trying to get some respect. He's only focused on one goal. His witness be on reach, and now it all unfold. The skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear, be 100% clear. Cause Ryan was ill. Who would have thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method into the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. This dude is the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots and stocks through the roof. I heard it from the best guys. 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. They call him Ryan, he's sick and he's spitting fire and Mike. Got him out the dryer, he's hot. Found him in Fort Minor with top, but a denial is porcupine. He's a type women wanna be with them rappers. Hope he gets 8 years in the making, patiently waiting to blow. Now the record wishing
time, we invite you to stand and remove your caps, and that all military men and women, active or veterans, render a salute to the flag of the United States of America as we honor those men and women who protect our freedoms both home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem. The colors are being presented tonight by the Broken Arrow High School Air Force ROTC under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Walter Gagayeski. Commanding the color guard and carrying the American flag is Cadet Ian Mills. Carrying the Oklahoma flag is Cadet Ray Hornbeck. The cadets guards are Robert Nicholson and Madeline Glasgow. Now let our voices rise together as one nation under one flag and honor America by joining with the pride of Broken Arrow in singing our national anthem, conducted tonight by Director of Bands for Broken Arrow Public Schools, Mr. Darren Davis. Please remain standing until the colors are retired. Thank you.
6, Cam Ferguson. At defensive tackle, number 42, Dakota Tomlinson. At nose guard, number 55, Brandon Barwick. At defensive end, number 48, Garrett Hinesley. At linebacker, number 7, Dietrich Moore. At middle linebacker, number 11, Arian Moss. At linebacker, number 10, Buddy Mack. At cornerback, number 1, Jalen Johnson. At strong safety, number 13, Elijah Wilson. At safety, number 8, Sterling Ramsey. At safety, number 36, Jadaean Floyd Wright. And at cornerback, number 4, Corey Williams. With offense starting at left tackle, number 71, Jackson Schultz. At left guard, number 64, Ethan Buffington. At center, number 73, Evan Robinson. At right guard, number 75, Riley Griffin. At right tackle, number 74, Talon Wheeler. At tight end, number 12, Griffin Stever. At wide receiver, number 9, Robert Spears James. At wide receiver, number 3, Keon Barnett. At wide receiver, number 20, Dale Talley. At fullback, number 10, Seth Dodd. At running back, number 5, Orion Hall. At running back, number 2, Sanchez Banks. And at quarterback, number 7, Jake Rain. That's your Broken Arrow starting lineup, brought to you by First National Bank of Broken Arrow. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the 50-yard line for tonight's coin toss. The captains for your Broken Arrow Tigers, number 2, Sanchez Banks. Number 3, Keon Barnett. Number 7, Jim Briggs. Number 7, Dietrich Moore. Number 11, Darius Moss. And number 74, Talon Wheeler. Your captains for Union. Number 6, AJ Green. And number 8, Caleb. The referees for tonight's game is Richard Nixon, umpire is Stuart Gallagher. Headlines is Scott Johnson. James Riggins is the line judge, and Kenny Stedman is the back judge.
Exactly what the Union Redskins are hoping for tonight. Good evening and welcome to Broken Arrow Memorial Stadium, where tonight Union is at Broken Arrow, a series that was dominated by the Redskins for almost 25 games. Lately, it has been more Broken Arrow's game. Of course, last week the Broken Arrow Tigers winning 50-23. That was an easy win for them over an Arkansas team, while Union was losing 34-0 to Bixby. And Tom Stockton, who joins me on color again this year, you do get better game 1 to game 2. What's the biggest fix you see from last week Union needs?
Well, I think first of all, we need that quarterback the whole time instead of just the first half. But I think they have to, be more consistent on offense and not give up the big plays on defense. And I think the first quarter is going to be so important.
Well, obviously last week with Braylon Presley, you had an opportunity to give up a lot of big plays. Tonight, against this Broken Arrow group, you're going to be facing some people who can really get up and down the field and can play, and they've really led by their tailback, who is just such a great player. That is Marion Horn. Now, Horn is a guy who ran for 190 yards last week on 13 carries. I mean, and he's also a track guy, so he's obviously a very good football player. Okay, offensively, if you get Rovan Banks back, that's fine. But the running game was just not effective last week. Part of that because A.J. Green was in and out. But what do they have to do there?
Well, I think they have to be more consistent, obviously. And I think that they have to not give up on the running game. You may go to 2nd and 8, and, you could still run it in that. And I just think, and then whatever Broken Arrow's defense, as you and I talked earlier, they do have a crazy set of defense they use sometimes.
Well, what Tom is talking about, you hear sometimes people will refer to a defensive coach as a guy who will throw the kitchen sink at you, and that's exactly what you're going to get here in Broken Arrow. You're going to find really a little bit of everything. Kurt Frederick calls it a creeper.
Yeah.
And what that means is you may find all 11 guys standing at one time, which is really bizarre. And speaking of Kurt Frederick, let's just go ahead and check and see what he thinks is important tonight.
Time to check in with Union football head coach Kurt Frederick for Coach's Keys to the Game.
The thing that jumps off the page for us is their skill positions. They look very athletic and a lot of speed at receiver, especially number 9, a big 6'3", physical receiver, down the field type threat. The tailback, the Horn kid, number 5, was a corner last year, is now playing tailback, has got track speed. And if he gets a crease at all, it's going to be over.
What are the keys to actually slowing them a bit?
Gap integrity is one of those things. We've got to get better this week about everyone understanding who's the force of the defense, but then who's that next interior gap, because when that tailback cuts it back, who's the next gap over? And that seems simple. It's not just about chasing the football. When you got a good team that has good blocking angles, everyone has to fit a certain gap, and then we got to get them on the ground.
Defensively, they've been big in the last couple of years. Are we still looking at a big group?
It's a big group, but they've got a different scheme. They made a change there. Clarence Hawley was at Stillwater High School, and they've had a lot of success there with what they were doing with going to the state championship game the last few years. And then he runs an unorthodox style of defense, a creeper style defense where all 11 guys may be standing up, they may be changing gaps. Can be very frustrating to an offensive line. There's no nose guard here, coach, who do I block type situation. There might be a linebacker, there might be a defensive end, and so a lot of crazy schemes. We'll have to slow that down a little bit early in the game.
That is Kirk Frederick, the head coach of the Union Redskins, and Tom Stockton, he talked about it right there. As an offensive lineman, and I'm an old offensive lineman, emphasis on the old, when you know what you're supposed to do, and then suddenly you don't have that guy in front of you, not only do you have to make the adjustment, you have to trust the guy next to you makes that adjustment too, and that could be a nightmare early on.
Yeah, it could, and the thing about it is you don't see it very often. I don't know how much our scout team defense could line up and do it this week, so it becomes tough. One of the first things I saw last week when I was watching that game was that defense. I'm just like, I've never seen this often. I've seen it in long yardage situations, but never 1st and 10s and stuff.
Well, I've seen it in the college level. It was run at Memphis for an awful long time, and many times it's run by guys who just don't have the horses, so they'll put that kind of thing out there. That's not the case in Broken Arrow. So Union will kick off. They'll be going from right to left on your radio dial in their white jerseys and silver pants. Broken Arrow in their gold pants and their black jerseys. There's the kick, and it's going to be short, and it'll be taken by Horn around the 8-yard line up to the 15, to the 20. He's to the 22, the 23, and he's going to go down around the 24-yard line. So that's pretty good coverage by Union, who I thought did a pretty good job last week covering kicks, and that time it was covered by Shane Field. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Broken Arrow They'll start at their 24-yard line. Their quarterback is Jake Raines, 12 of 19 for 205 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. So, in other words, very good. Marion Horn, we mentioned, will be the tailback. Raines brings them up, and at their own 24-yard line, 1st and 10 Broken Arrow, again going left to right. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Horn is the single setback, and he is deep behind Raines in the shotgun. Raines, one clap, looks to the sidelines, takes it, hands right side, and he is knocked down right away. Oh, what a play right in there by Shane Fields. He came off the far side of the defense, sacks him back at the 21-yard line. That's a loss of 3, 2nd and 13.
And that's, you can't start it better than that. And Union did that, and now they've got to make them pay the price. Make them pay the price for going -3 the first play.
Now it's 2nd down and 13 from the 21-yard line of Broken Arrow. 2 receivers far side. That's the left side. 1 right. Short slot right side. Horn moves to the right now of Raines. Raines straight back to throw. Has time. Fires. That ball is going to be well over the head of the tight end. They were trying to get that ball to Griffin Staber, and he was covered in there by Jaden Rowe, but there was a little pushing and shoving. Still no flags. Probably uncatchable, Tom, and it's 3rd and 13, a big down for the Union defense.
Yes, it is. And this has been kind of a sore that they've had, is letting them out of situations like this.
And here we go. We'll see if they can get out of it. It is going to be 2 receivers far side left, 2 short slots in the shotgun. Once again, Raines, Horn to his left. Claps once. There's the clap again. Straight back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Gets it over the middle. That's dumped off early. 30-yard line, 35. Outside 40, 45. Steers Jennings to the 40, 35, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Oh, Union had them in 3rd and 13. R.J. Spears-Jennings comes underneath, goes 79 yards with a simple dump pass for the touchdown, and Broken Arrow's up 6-0. And, Tom, that's exactly what you said couldn't happen.
Yeah, it's the worst possible scenario.
And really, it's a short dump pass. It's a very simple play generally, but it was also well blocked. So on for the extra point, the kicker, that is Mason Garrett. The holder is Seth Dodd. Low snap. Dodd got it down, though, and the ball is up, just almost blocked, but it goes through. So 11:01 to go, so not quite a minute gone in this game. It's already 7-0 Broken Arrow. This is Union Football on KRMG.
Seems like every game and
Tiger fans, it's time for another Tiger kickoff.
It was a 79-yard touchdown run, but they started at their own 24 before losing 3 yards. They'll now kick off. Once again, it has been a very challenging year already for the Union Redskins. Broken Arrow set to kick. A very short pooch kick is going to go high, and it will be caught and just taken out of bounds. And that's the backup quarterback, Grayson Tempest, who was the special teams player of the week last week. Did a nice job and did it again right there. Saved Union a little bit of yardage. They're going to mark it, I think, around the 23. Couldn't quite see where it went out of bounds. Yep, that's exactly where they'll mark it. It'll be 1st and 10 Union. Rovon Banks will bring him back out. Banks, of course, last week did not play an awful lot because of what looked like maybe cramps. Didn't see a lot of A.J. Green either, but Rovon will start this game. We'll have 3 receivers out to the right side. That's the far side, away from where we are. 1 to the near side. A.J. Green set to the left of Banks in the shotgun. 7-0, Broken Arrow, 1st down Union. Banks hands off to A.J. Green, and he is dragged down well behind the line of scrimmage. The Broken Arrow Tigers sniffed that out without any trouble, and back in there was Buddy Mack, and he drags him down for a 5-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 15, and right away, that's again what we're talking about, Tom. This run game has been ineffective.
Yeah, and Union's got to get it going, and they've got to do it this set right here.
So it'll be 2nd down and 15. They'll bring 2 receivers to the near side, Belt the inside man. Demont Sanders, the tight end, is going to be just slotted outside the left tackle. 1 receiver far side right. Green now to the left of Banks in the shotgun. Rovon, quick throw out to the outside, and he's going for, oh my goodness, he had Belt wide open. He just overthrew Mekhi Belt. Belt had run past the safety who was in zone coverage, and there was nobody there, and he just missed him. It'll be 3rd and 15.
It'll be interesting to see if Broken Arrow goes to the creeper or whatever we want to call it.
Well, they played fairly base in the first 2 plays, although they did send the pressure off that edge. They have 3 down linemen as of right now, and they'll have those 3 linemen again. 3rd and 15 for Union, trailing 7-0 already with 10-12 to go in this first period. Back is Banks, now rolls to his left. Rovon has a lot of room. He's going to throw instead, and he fires it downfield to no one. Mekhi Belt was in the area, but he well overthrew him, and Broken Arrow had 3 players out there, including Jadean Floyd Wright, and it will be 4th down, and that was about as ineffective as the first series can be, Tom.
It's very disappointing, and they're going to have to just, Union's going to have to just suck it up right here and just, they've got to forget that first series, both sides, and go to work.
Right now they've got to play some defense, but the first thing they have to do is keep Marion Horn from returning a punt.
Exactly.
So on to punt this thing away once again. Oh, it's a low snap, but he was able to get a hold of the thing, and he got the thing into the air. Now it's going to bounce short, and it will take a Union roll just across the 45-yard line of the Tigers out around the 44. And that was a really lucky play by T.J. Cowan. The ball came in low, and Cowan was able to pick it up and get that punt away. But Broken Arrow will get it back, leading 7-0, and they will have great field position, the ball at their own 44-yard line. And now you just hope, Tom, that they don't smell a little blood, because as much as Union dominated this series for a while, Broken Arrow would like to turn that around.
Oh, and as you said earlier, Broken Arrow the last 4 or 5 years has been a very tough team to beat.
There's a timeout on the field. This is also a television game, so with that being the case, we'll take a break as well. 7-0, Broken Arrow leads Union. Back with the Tigers' second possession next on KRMG.
If you're in debt to the IRS, there's good news. Optima Tax Relief can help you resolve your tax debt right from the safety of your own home. Optima's award-winning team works with you online and over the phone, so you don't have to leave the comfort of your home to put your tax problems to rest. Optima's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and standing by, ready to help you today. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-386-9945. 800-386-9945.
Got to his students here top. He is one of the best teachers at Broken Arrow High School because he shows he cares about the students, the school, and he loves his job. Presenting Mr. Jackson with the $100 TTCU gift card and a TTCU kitty bag is Broken Arrow High School. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Janet Benson. Teachers are nominated by the members of the Senior Athletic Leadership. Congratulations to TTCU teacher of the game, Chase Jackson. And thanks to Tulsa Teachers Credit Union for everything you do for Tiger Athletics and Broken Arrow Public Schools. Marion Horn on the carry.
Surged by that Broken Arrow offense. Coming up off the bottom of that pile was Michael Thomas, but not before a 4-yard gain, almost 5. He'll call it 2nd and 6, Tom, but that's a really good line surge by the Broken Arrow Tigers.
And that was one of the things they worried about this year was how their offensive line was going to be because it was all brand new. But I think with David Alexander, it has an advantage.
It does, right. We've got 2 receivers far side. That's the left side. 2 receivers near side. Once again, in the shotgun is Raines. To his left, Horn. Hands to Horn again. He goes pounding up across the 50. Did not get much. He might have got to Union's 49. Ford was there. Kalo was there. A little bit of everybody. Thomas was there once again. Matthias was there as well. And Matthias has just been tremendous. And when I say Matthias, I'm talking about number 21, Matthias Roberson. He has been a beast in this first game and part of a quarter here. So it'll be 3rd down and 3. It's a big down for the Union defense. They're at the 44-yard line of Union is Broken Arrow. They lead 7-0. If they get to 41, they'll have the first down. Raines in the shotgun, claps his hands, Horn behind him. Now Raines steps forward to change the play. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers to either side. There's the clap again. Now there's the snap. Hand right side to Horn, and he is met just at the 50-yard line, and he will not get the first down. Big stand by the Union defense. Gabe Ford was the first guy there, but Jaden Rowe was there as well. He might have lost a half yard, and it's 4th down, Broken Arrow. A tremendous play by Union.
And a tremendous time to do it, because I was sitting there thinking if they got a first down, they might be in 4-down territory.
Punting the ball away for Broken Arrow, making sure they have the same punter they said they were going to have, and they do. Their punter on the field, Seth Dodd. He is set. Good snap. That ball is going to be kicked to the left side. Fair catch called for and made by Union, and a really nice job right there by Troy Franklin, the receiver, who kept that ball from rolling any further, and it will be at the Union 17, maybe the 18-yard line, first down. So, Tom, they did what they needed to, and with 7:53 to go in this first period, they trail 7-0, but it's manageable. Now you get your offense back, and you need to get a little something going.
Well, that's, as you said, it's very manageable, and they have to, the thing Union has to do right now is just take the ball down the field and do what the defense did. Just do it right.
Redskins will come out with a short slot, 2 short slots left side. Handoff, A.J. Green got a hole. A.J. across the 20, 25-yard line up to the 26. That's a nice job by that offensive line. Yeah, and Broken Arrow did jump around and stunt just a little bit, and Union made him pay for it. At the time, final tackle in there by Darian Moss. It'll be 2nd down and about 8. We're going to give him, or about 2, pardon me. We're going to give him 8 on the carry across to the 26-yard line.
That looked like the creeper, so we'll have to see if they don't look like Broken Arrow's running it this time.
They're down in it again. Tight end right side, short slot right side. Once again, Union will hand off to Green. Green tries to pick his way left side. He gets across the 30-yard line and gets the first down. A.J. Green, just by being patient, pushed forward and got that first down. Broken Arrow gives up the first down of their defense. That's a gain of about 4. Final tackle in there by Buddy Mack, and that moves the ball to the 31-yard line, 1st and 10 Redskins, and this is what you need, Tom, consistency.
Consistency is exactly right.
Shadan comes left side. He'll be the only receiver. Union's going to go all tight, basically. Under center is Banks. Banks turns, hands to A.J. Green again. Right side, A.J. pushes forward across the 32 to the 33-yard line. He might have gotten the 34 off the bottom of that pile for Broken Arrow. Several guys jumped in there at the end of that, but I think that was Dietrich Moore, the linebacker, who made that final play. That's a gain of about 4. We'll call it 2nd and 6, ball at the 35-yard line. Belt's going to come left side. Sanders here on the left side as well, but again, short slot. There'll be a tight end on this side as well. Union going power in the shotgun once again. Banks. He's going to keep it this time off the right side. Rovon crashes across the 40-yard line. He might have dropped the football. Broken Arrow says he did, and he did. Rovon crashed forward across the 40, got to the 41-yard line, and there is a struggle on the bottom of that pile, but Broken Arrow has it. And I think that was Jalen Johnson. I couldn't quite tell. Could have also been Corey Williams. But after getting the first down, poor Rovon Banks, who's had a tough couple of weeks, just dropped the football, and it's 1st and 10 Broken Arrow. They'll be at Union's 42. So quickly, the Tigers bring him back out. They'll have a wide receiver right side. That's the near side toward where we are, and he is way past the numbers. 2 short slots now shift right side. In the shotgun once again is Raines. Behind him, Horn. He fakes, rolls to his right. Raines, he's going to have to hurry, has pressure. Raines is going to run it. He's at the 45, down to the 40, and he skips out of bounds closer to the 37-yard line. And he was chased out of bounds over there by Marley Forsberg, who was just tremendous last week. And he is going to be just a great football player. He did a lot last week. He played a lot of different positions. He chased quarterbacks around, did a little bit here. They said he stepped out of bounds, Tom, at the 38, so that's a good mark for Union and makes it 2nd and 6. 2 receivers go left side. One of those guys out there is Horn, now in the slot. 2 receivers right side. Raines once again in the shotgun. Raines straight back, looks. He's going to fire it deep and throws that thing as far as he can left side, and it is intercepted by Union. That was a tremendous play. Union's Jakari Jenkins had that covered up without any question. They were trying to get that ball deep to Spears Jennings, who had the long touchdown run, and it was just underthrown, and so Union goes turnover for turnover, and Tom, that's what the Redskins needed.
Bad. And the Redskins offense needs to understand, okay, the defense did their job a couple of times now. it's time to do yours.
From their own 8-yard line, so Union has had just progressively awful field position on this their third possession. They trail 7-0 with 6 minutes to go in this first period. But they did carve out a couple of first downs before fumbling in that last drive. They'll come back out once again, more power formation than anything. Belt and Shea will come left side. Union will be double tight. Now DeMond Sanders will also shift. In the shotgun, Banks, Green to his left. There's a quick handoff to A.J., and it was almost fumbled. A.J. pulls forward, and he immediately had pressure and was hit by Garrett Hinesley. He was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, but it was really a difficult handoff. I think he might have gotten a yard, but Tom Rovon dropped the ball initially and had to get it back. That made that tough.
Very tough, and it allowed the defensive lineman for Broken Arrow to just get back there and have it as they were handing it off.
And, it just seems to me that maybe Rovon Banks is trying a little too hard. A little relaxation might help. Union 2nd and 9. Ball now at their own 9-yard line. Once again, Banks in the shotgun. He's going to hand it again to Green. Green's got a little bit more room on the left side. Pounds across the 15 out to the 16-yard line. He was met immediately by Darian Moss, but he was able to push forward all the way to the 16.5. They're going to give him about 6 on that, and this is going to be a very makeable and really important 3rd down and 2. Redskins will be at the 17. They need the 19 almost for the first down. They trail 7-0 with 5 minutes to go in this first period, but an opportunity here to gain back a little of that field position. They'll send Shea Dan wide left, double tight. Once again, short slot right side is Belt. Quick snap. There's the handoff again to Green, and A.J. is going to pull forward, and he got the first down, but only because he made a guy miss. A.J. at the 30 made a guy miss, got upwards to the 35 to the 36-yard line. The guy in the backfield who had him dead to rights was Cam Ferguson, and he just ran through him. First down, Redskins at their own 26.
I think one of the reasons Union is in their tight offense and not spread out is so they can't get in that creeper or whatever else you want to call it.
They'll once again come up 1st and 10. Now the Redskins at their 26, trailing 7-0, 4:21 to go first period. Under center is Banks. Turns, hands off. A.J. Green, big room, 30-yard line. He's going to go across it to the 32. And, oh, man, A.J. tried to cut back, and when he did, he almost fell. And that allowed Corey Williams to grab him after a gain of about 7. But, Tom, he was really close to being able to go the distance.
Absolutely, and I don't think they have anybody that can catch him if he gets out into the open.
Looked like A.J. may have checked out, did he? Yes, A.J. checked out really quickly there, right there, and it'll be Junior Smith in the backfield on this 2nd down, and we'll call it 4 from around their own 33. Quick snap back to Banks, throws over the middle, and that ball is well over the head of the tight end, and that once again is Marley Forsberg. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 4, and in that situation last week, it was really DeMond Sanders who was really good. They might have used him right there as maybe a decoy. So a 3rd and 4 now for Union at their own 33, trailing 7-0 with 3:43 to go in this first period. And, Tom, I hate to keep saying it's an important 3rd down, but it's an important 3rd down.
Yeah, it's very important 3rd down.
Shea Dan comes wide left. Cluster of receivers short-slotted right side. Banks in the shotgun. Junior Smith is with him. Banks keeps it. Got room. 40, 45, breaks free. 50, 45, 40. 35. Oh, boy, he was, again, very close to being able to pull out of there and just go. He was finally run out of bounds on the far side, and that was an excellent job by Sterling Ramsey keeping up with him. But he gets all the way down to the Broken Arrow 37-yard line, and it's a first down after a 33-yard run, and that's exactly what the Redskins needed.
Absolutely, and the Redskins offense has got to understand this is awesome to do it like this because Broken Arrow's offense is standing over here on the sidelines without being able to do a darn thing.
Once again, double tight, short slot. 2 receivers left side, Banks in the shotgun. Quick snap, handoff to Junior Smith. Pounds forward across the 35 down to the 32-yard line. The offensive line from Union starting to carve a little bit, and you can tell a little momentum in there. Off the bottom of the pile for Broken Arrow, and one of those big old linebackers, and they've got a lot of them. This is Dakota Tomlinson. That's a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down and 4, and I'm liking this, Tom.
Yeah, and I believe the saying is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Stay with what they're doing.
Don't get fancy when you don't have to.
That's right.
Junior Smith has now left the game. A.J. Smith back in. 2nd down. We're going to call it 4 for Union at the 31 of Broken Arrow. Redskins trail 7-0. Sanders goes in motion from right to left in the shotgun. Banks. Snap. Hand to Green. Nope. He fumbled it again. Oh, he was going to try to keep the ball and pull it away from A.J. Green, and Rovon Banks fumbled it again. Broken Arrow has it. Picked up at the 35-yard line by Tomlinson, and that was just a poor exchange between quarterback and I think, Tom, he was trying to pull it, wasn't he?
It looked like that from here. Looked like he was trying to pull it, and well, once again, the defense, Union defense, has got to make a stop.
Well, that was a tremendous drive by the offense. They trail 7-0 with 2:51 to go, and here comes that Broken Arrow offense again. 3 wide receivers, 2 come near side, 1 far side. Just at the 34-yard line, Broken Arrows reigns once again in the shotgun. He's going to turn, hand to Horn on the right side. Horn's got room, 45, 40, 50. Oh, my, and he dropped it at the end, but he was already down. That tackle in there, Union had to grab him from way downfield, and the guy who made that final play for the Redskins was Matthew Elizondo, but not before he ripped off 17 yards, and it's at the 50-yard line, 1st and 10, Broken Arrow. Remember, Marion Horn is a track guy. He's got that kind of speed. 1st and 10 for the Tigers, leading 7-0, 2:29 to go here, first period. 3 receivers go left side, Raines in the shotgun. Raines claps the hands. He's going to hand to Horn again right side, and this time he doesn't have as much room, but he's still moving. He's across the 45 down to the 43, and Raines was held up around the 48 and just wouldn't stop. He just kept going until Union finally put the final hit on him, and that was Shane Fields, but that's a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down and 4 for Broken Arrow, and that's disappointing, Tom. They had him in the backfield for about a 2-yard gain.
Right. Union has to make the stop when they get him to that point.
44-yard line of Union for the Broken Arrow Tigers. Running under 2 minutes here to go in this first period, 7-0 BA. They'll send 3 receivers left side, 1 tight end right side. Horn again, offset to the right. In the shotgun once again is Raines. The ball was a bad snap. Raines picked it up. Did all he could do after spinning in a circle, and he was jumped on by that Union defense. Ford was there. Also, Michael Thomas was there, and he lost about 1.5 yards. There's a flag down, and Broken Arrow seems to be looking like they're walking backwards, and the officials seem to be talking to Kirk Frederick, but I'm not sure exactly what this will be. We have no indication and no call yet, so it's going to be a motion penalty or a false start against Broken Arrow. It will be turned down by Union to bring up a 3rd down and around 5. So the ball sits now at Union's 46-yard line. Broken Arrow needs just about the 40.5 for the 1st down. 1:39 to go in this first quarter, and they lead 7-0. 3 receivers, 2 left side, 1 right. Short slot tight end right side. Raines in the shotgun. You heard the clap. Now he steps forward. He's changing the play, looks to the sidelines. Getting that from his coordinator. Horn shifts to the right. Union set, 3 down linemen. Raines claps again. There's the snap, straight back. Here comes pressure. He's going to have to hurry. Raines runs out of there and has all kinds of room. 45, 40, down inside that 1st down. Raines to the 36-yard line. Union came after him. Forsberg was after him back there. Rowe was after him, but he just split them, and he ran forward for another 13, and it's a Broken Arrow 1st down, and right there, Raines saved him.
Right, absolutely.
Nearing a minute to play in this first period, 7-0 Broken Arrow, and the Tigers have responded to a good Union drive, although the Redskins have turned it over twice with a good drive of their own here. They'll send 2 receivers far side. One of those is Banks. He's been dangerous. 1 man to the right. Again in the shotgun is Raines. There's the snap. Left side, handoff to Horn. He again breaks through. 35, 30. Down inside that 25. He's down to the 21-yard line. Horn, boy, he is not Grayson Presley, but he's slippery. Final tackle finally made in there by Jakari Jenkins, but not before Horn got 19 more. And it's a 1st down for Broken Arrow, and they are near that well, they're actually in the red zone, near 4-down territory. They'll be at Union 17 with a 1st down. And both teams' offensive lines right now kind of controlling this game, Tom.
Absolutely, and the running backs for Broken Arrow are excellent at picking the right hole and then just going.
Raines will be under center this time. Horn will be in the single setback. They motion 1 man left to right. They're going to hand to Horn again, and he's not going to have a whole lot of room right there. Union pretty much closed that down on him right away. The first guy there was Big Thomas. He was right there, and he was in his face. Marley Forsberg was there as well. That's going to be a gain of maybe 2. We'll say he got it to the 15, and it'll be 2nd down and 8. 17 seconds to go in this first quarter. 7-0 Broken Arrow, and they may just let it run out. David Alexander, does not look like he's in a hurry, and so we will go to the quarter break. So despite the fact they've turned it over a couple of times and had a disastrous first series, Union only trails 7-0, but they're in a danger position here. We'll see how they do in the second quarter. Coming back, this is Union football on KRMG.
If you're in debt to the IRS,
Tiger fans, direct your attention to the south end zone for a special presentation. Broken Arrow Public Schools is proud to partner with Bolts of Honor and Quick Trip to salute our hometown heroes. As many of you know, Tulsa Police Sergeant Craig Johnson lost his life in the line of duty this past June. For his heroic service to the community, we want to honor his legacy tonight as our Bolts of Honor Quick Trip hometown hero. In 2005, he joined the Tulsa Police Department and was a patrol officer at the Mingo Valley Division until he was promoted to sergeant in 2015. As a police officer, Sergeant Johnson wanted to make a difference in people's lives, and he loved having the opportunity to train and teach other officers. Craig was able to achieve many things through his service as Tulsa police officer, including becoming a training officer, as sergeant, and becoming instrumental in changing the law on copper theft. Craig enjoyed cars, fixing things, reading books, and movies. He also loved spending time with his two sons, both of whom attended Broken Arrow Public Schools. Craig was born and raised in Tulsa and was a graduate from Union High School. Prior to Craig's passing, he was awarded with the Tulsa Police Department Purple Heart. Sergeant Craig Johnson will forever be remembered.
Union and the Broken Arrow Tigers. It's 7-0 Broken Arrow. And they have a drive going. They'll have second down and
Now,
about
here's
8.
a look at scores from other key games around the state.
I'm Bryce Gerdner. I have some updated scores for you. We're going to start out in 6A1, of course, Union and Broken Arrow playing right now 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. We also have Jinx and Bixby. They're in the first quarter as well right now. Jinx took a 14-0 lead. Bixby has came back and scored, so it is now 14-7. Jinx Trojans. Owasso playing Arkansas Fayetteville Bulldogs. It is 0-0 currently in the first quarter. Now back to our broadcast with Rick Gorey and got the guys in the booth.
Thanks very much, Bryce Gerdner, and welcome to the broadcast. You'll hear Bryce's name a lot more often. So it's going to be a second down and 8 for the Broken Arrow Tigers, now at the 15-yard line of Union. 7-0 already, Broken Arrow leading. Raines in the shotgun, Horn set to his right. Double slots, hand to Horn, straight up the middle, and he is stacked up for a loss of about a yard. That Union defense there just presented everybody. I mean, they were all there. Roberson was there. Cato was there.
I believe that's Banks in it, tailback. Sanchez Banks.
Oh, is it Banks at tailback?
I believe it is.
Well, they've switched out. They switched back out to Banks, and boy, in the uniform, they all look a little bit alike. But you're right, it is Banks in there. Banks will be the running back once again. 4 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, 1 short slot right. Jenkins arraigns, claps the hands. He's straight back. He looks to throw. Fires right side toward the end zone. That ball is well overthrown. He really had no chance there. That was just, I'm going to throw it up and see if there's any chance at all anybody can run under it, but they were not able to do that. They were throwing that to Talley. Well, good, nice coverage over there by Jaden Rowe. So it'll be 4th down and 8, and they will bring on the field goal team. They did not attempt a field goal last week. And as kickers do, they're a little different. He's wearing a gold right shoe and a black left shoe, but hey, that's what kickers do, right?
Exactly.
It's Mason Garrett on for this field goal attempt from the 22-yard line, so a 32-yard attempt. There's the snap, there's the kick. It's got the distance, and he missed it. Looks like he pushed it off to the right, and it remains 7-0. So the Redskins dodged somewhat of a bullet there with 11:17 to go in this second period. They'll take the football, and Tom, you really needed that.
Oh, that's the best thing they could have had right there. Union's offense now has got to get the ball and, if nothing else, flip the field.
Yes, and that's going to be obviously a key, which means you have to hold it for a while, and they did do a nice job of driving it last time, but then turned it over again. So the Redskins will bring it up at their own 20-yard line. Once again, Rovon Banks will be the quarterback. He will send Belt to the right side, 1 receiver left. A.J. Green next to him on the right side. Hand to Green, and he has just swarmed, and that was that creeper defense you were looking for. And Broken Arrow brought everybody. And when I say everybody, Robert Johnson was there, Darian Moss was there, Buddy Mack was there. That was a team picture of the front 4, really. He lost about 4, we'll call it 2nd and 14 as the ball goes back to the 16-yard line.
In talking to Coach Frederick this week, I asked him about this creeper defense and where the weakness, and he said, I don't know that there's a weakness. You just have to be patient and block everybody.
Yeah, they're doing it again. Everybody's standing in the 2nd and 14. They're going to hand it into A.J. Green, and A.J. actually gets outside a little bit and pushed forward across the 20, so that's a really good job by A.J. because they were all back there. He was shoved out of bounds once again by Johnson on the far side, and that is the disadvantage to that defense. When you do that, Tom, if you break that front, there's nobody there.
Right, exactly.
And AJ did break it, but not completely.
This is a huge third down.
It is. And with 10:35 to go in this first half, 7-0 Broken Arrow. Union was still a chance to make something happen here, but they've got a 3rd and 10. They're being just across their 20. They need the 30. Banks in the shotgun. 4 receivers, 3 right side. Rovon rolls to the right, has pressure coming from behind, fires downfield, got a man wide open and threw it behind him. Makai Belt was just wide open at the 50-yard line. Broken Arrow somehow lost him. The closest guy to him was 8 or 9 yards away, and Rovon threw it a good 6 yards behind him. It'll be 4th and 9, and I feel bad for him.
Yes.
He's just struggling.
Right now, a lot.
Well, and you know, Tom, you know how it is, and especially with quarterbacks. Yes. If you get it in your head, it can be very difficult. So, Union will kick it away. He has been very good this year so far as Union's punter. And, of course, he was good last year, T.J. Cowan. He's standing at his own 5, and he needs a really good punt here. Oh, bad snap. But he's able to field it, cannot get it off, and he's running with it. He's going to break outside and get dragged down. Nope, breaks another tackle. That's the 20-yard line, 25-yard line. He's not going to get the first down, but Cowan with a Herculean effort to get the ball just across the 25-yard line before he was dragged down by a host of Broken Arrow Tigers.
And that wasn't the first bad snap. It's happened.
Well, the long snapper is new. It's Logan Diller, and he's a very young guy, and he hasn't done it much before. And I'm not pointing out his name so people get mad at him. It's just not easy. So a very difficult position for this Union defense. They're now defending from their own 25-yard line as Broken Arrow will take it right there. Raines brings them back up. And once again, this will be Banks at the tailback spot. Raines in the shotgun, claps his hands, gets ready, turns, fires right side. That is complete at the 30-yard line. And he bounces forward outside the 20, inside that to the 15, down to the 13. That's Horn. He was in the slot. Kalo finally dragged him down around the 12-yard line, but they just snuck him out there. Pardon me, that wasn't Horns. That was Jenkins, or that was Kean Barrett. Kean Barnett actually had gotten to the outside there, and he got another first down. And now it's 1st and 10 for Broken Arrow at the 12-yard line of Union. 7-0 already, Tigers, and they are threatening again. Union's played a lot of defense this game already, Tom. Banks will once again be the single setback. 3 receivers, 2 left side, 1 far right. Short slot left side. In the shotgun again, Raines. Now motion from left to right. Raines claps the hands. High snap, but he brought it down. Hands to Banks. Banks across the 10. Banks down to the 7-yard line. It's a good run by Banks. He had some early contact, but he just pushed through it before Michael Thomas brought him down. But that's a gain of another good 6, and it'll be 2nd down and 4, and now it looks like Broken Arrow's found rhythm again.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the other tailback's out with an injury. He limped off the field. Marion limped off the field earlier, but I'm not sure.
Well, he's down there, but just not doing an awful lot right now. So 2nd down and 4 for Broken Arrow. They're at the 6-yard line of Union. Can't get the first down at the 2. Redskins go with 3 down linemen. In the shotgun once again is Raines. Behind him is Banks. Hand off to Banks again. Banks cuts back, and he just got pounded. Matthias Robertson was right there. Marley Forsberg drove his guy into the backfield and disrupted things. Helping there to finish that off from Shane Fields, who's been everywhere tonight. It'll be another 3rd down for the Broken Arrow Tigers. And I got to say this Union defense, after giving up the 79-yard touchdown run early, has just been rock solid, Tom.
They really have, and it's a shame that they have to play such short field.
Big 3rd down, and we're going to call it 3. They gave him the 5-yard line, which I thought was pretty generous. 3 receivers, 2 left side, 1 right. Again in the shotgun is Raines. Offset to his left is Banks. Raines has the snap. Straight back. Here comes pressure. He's going to have to hurry. Raines is going to run out of there and has all kinds of room to the 5, to the 3, to the 1, and has the first down. Oh, Raines was pressured early, but he broke the pressure in the middle. And when the pressure comes from the outside, there wasn't much left. Thomas finally made the play, but he got a first down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1. 8 minutes to play in this first half. 7-0 Broken Arrow, and they've got a real chance to add to that here. Ball is just going to be slightly outside the 1. Banks again will be the tailback. Broken Arrow will go with 2 short slots. and one tight end, wide receiver right side. Under center this time is Raines. Turns, hands to Banks, and he's easily into the end zone, touchdown. 8:04 to go in this first half, and it's 13-0 Tigers. And boy, Tom, this Union defense has just hung in and hung in and hung in. And they got put into too many bad situations, and there you didn't have to give up much. Broken Arrow took the ball at the 25-yard line, so that drive only 25 yards, but they get the 6, and now it's 13-0. On to try to kick this extra point will be Mason Garrett. That ball is up, and it's good. So 8:04 to play in this first half. Broken Arrow takes the lead 14-0. Redskins will get it next on KRMG.
If you're in debt to the zero.
The health and safety of our students are important to Broken Arrow athletics. That's why we are offering youth park assistance for student athletes Saturday, September 26th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Kirkwood Activities Complex. Go to www.myheartcheck.org to make an appointment, or for more information, go to vatigersport.com. All right, Tiger fans, VA Cheer and Tigettes are going to get things started. All fans, Pride members, and those in the jungle, your job is the echo. Let's hear it. 3, 2, 1.
To go in this first half. Broken Arrow now leading by a score of 14-0. Rick Corey, Tom Stockton, Richard Johns. And, we don't have a sideline guide this week, unfortunately. We are in the booth with Andy Irwin, though, so the celebrities are here as he is running all the Union. You'll hear, of course, and see the Union Coaches Show. We do that with Andy, and then he's the guy who does the streaming. So Andy's to my left. He can at any time just turn our microphones off, which would be the wise thing to do, Andy. But we will, if we need sideline stuff, get help from Union's athletic director, Emily Barkley. We hope to have our sideline guy by next week. The drive, 5 plays, 25 yards, took only 2 minutes, 2-yard run by Banks, and that's where we got to 14-0. And Union doing everything they can to kind of hang in there. Broken Arrow will kick off again from right to left. They're just on the outside of that B with the Broken Arrow to it. Short pooch kick taken at the 30-yard line by Union. And not much room there. They're going to go down right away. Ball was taken in there by Gage Arthur, but he didn't get more than about 2 yards. Tackle in there from Broken Arrow, and that was, let's see, I believe that was Joshua Wilhite who made that play. So the Redskins desperately in need of an offensive drive at their own 31-yard line, 1st and 10, trailing 14-0. A.J. Green will come back out at the tailback spot. Once again, Rovan Banks at the quarterback spot. And Rovan is a great football player who has just struggled these first 2 weeks. Had some cramps last week, and tonight it really seems, Tom, more like anything else, like he's just trying to do a little too much.
I agree with you. I think that's exactly what it is.
Banks in the shotgun. He's going to turn hand to Green left side. A.J. across the 30, 35. A.J. has room, 40. A.J. to the outside. If he gets stretched out, he could go 50, 45, 40, 35. A.J. Green to the 30-yard line. A.J. pops outside, and there's a late flag in there, and he just motors for 39 yards, and that might be a late hit out of bounds, which would add to it.
Yeah.
Broken Arrow finally shoved him out of bounds. I think Darian Moss might have been the guy there. They're marking it at the 25. We'll see if they add to that or not. Let's get the call here from our officials. I'll read those guys off to you in a moment. And it was a personal foul against Broken Arrow, so that will move the football down even further. They're going to put it at the 15-yard line. So trailing 14-0, the Redskins get a 39-yard run and a 10-yard penalty. And they're now at Broken Arrow's 15-yard line with a 1st and 10. 3 receivers right side, 1 left. Again in the shotgun is Rovan. Straight back to throw. Banks fires over the middle. Caught by Sanders at the 10-yard line. Pushes forward inside to the 9. Damon Sanders has just been tremendous these first couple of weeks. Darian Moss made the play. Helmet popped off a Union player who's going to have to leave. It's one of the offensive linemen who's going to have to go out for a while. That is Nate Marshall, 6', 293-pounder, and they'll replace him, and they'll move on down the road. So that's a good first down gain to the 9-yard line for the Redskins. We're going to call it about 6, be second down and 4. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Union trailing 14-0 here in the second period with a chance to get this thing closer. Banks with the shotgun snap, throws again over the middle, and it is intercepted. He threw it right behind Sanders. Sanders was open, and he threw it behind him, and the ball flew directly into the arms of a Broken Arrow player, and I think that was Buddy Mack. So that is the 3rd turnover of the night on the Union offense, and another opportunity squandered. 1st and 10 for Broken Arrow at their own 6.
Just when it looked like the Redskins were going to get back in this with a touchdown, they don't.
And again, I think just maybe a little bit too much pressing,
Yeah.
Tom. Nobody's trying to play better than both teams.
Right.
Every kid out there wants to be their best. Occasionally it just doesn't work out. So 1st and 10 from Broken Arrow. They're at their own 6-yard line, already trailing 14-0. In the shotgun is Raines. Hand to his left side, it is Horn, and he is dragged down from behind. Matthias Roberson got a hand on him at the 3 and dragged him down at the 4, so he may have lost a half yard, actually, and it'll be second down and 10, maybe 10 and a half. And I don't expect David Alexander to do anything strange down here. This would be a place at 2nd and 10, leading 14-0. You might pull one out of your hat, but I just don't see that from David, I don't think.
No, I think they're going to be, with this much time left, I think they're just going to be, smart.
Basic, once again, Raines in the shotgun, standing in the end zone. Horn to his left. Raines straight back to throw. Dumps it out. Horn left side short. He's got it. 10-yard line. Maybe across that to the 11, but Union closed very quick. It was a nice early play, but Braylon Irving Fisher got there very quickly, and that's going to get him about 5. We're going to say move just to the 10, and it's going to be 3rd down and almost 6 for Broken Arrow. 6:57 to go in this first half, 14-0 Broken Arrow, and if Union could stop them here and get a punt, Tom, they might get field position.
Absolutely, and we've said it about 5 times, a critical play, and here's another one.
Raines has the play. He is in the shotgun, or pardon me, in the huddle. Now he goes into the shotgun. 2 receivers go to the right for Broken Arrow, 1 short left. Once again, Horn standing to the left of Raines. Raines claps the hands, waits, claps again. There's the snap, looking to fire left side. Here comes pressure, and Raines is dragged down at the 11-yard line. They pressured him all night long, and they finally got to him. The outside-in pressure he's been stepping away from, and once again, the early pressure came from Roberson and Thomas, but he could not get away that time. Gain of only about 2, and they will have to punt this thing away, and, Tom, that's a big series for the Union defense.
Huge. And now Union's got to not do any, make any penalty here, and they'll get the ball on their side of the field.
Seth Dodd will kick this thing away, standing at his end zone. Gets the snap. Oh, they almost blocked that thing. Gets a high kick away, and it's going to be fair caught right at midfield, and a good job once again by Jakari Jenkins. And so Union came close on the block, didn't get it, but they will have good field position with 6:17 to go here in this first half. 14-0 Broken Arrow. We'll have to take a timeout and come back with the Union offense next on KRMG.
If you're in debt to
the Tigers of 1929 tied for the Oil Valley Conference lead with rival Bixby Spartans. Broken Arrow's only loss coming at the hands of the Spartans, who finished their schedule with 2 ties and no losses. Apparently, Bixby wanted no more of our Tigers that year, as they refused a challenge from Broken Arrow after the season to play off the tie. This great moment in Tiger history is brought to you by First National Bank of Broken Arrow, a loyal fan of our community for over 100 years. First National Bank of Broken Arrow, the right balance.
Each home game, St. John Broken Arrow will recognize the STEM Student of the Week. The award is presented to a high school student who excels in the areas of science, technology, engineering, or math. Senior Kurt Wade is Student of the Week for tonight's game. Kurt is the son of Christy Lee. His favorite subject is research. Kurt plans to attend the University of Oklahoma after graduating from Broken Arrow. Congratulations to our St. John STEM Student of the Week, Kurt Wade. And thanks to St. John's Broken Arrow.
On the right side is Sanders. In the shotgun, once again, is Banks. Hands to A.J. Green. He's got some room. A.J., 45-yard line to the right side to the 40-yard line. Trucks one guy down inside the 40 to the 39 to the 38, still pushing forward. Oh, man, he just would not give up. He continued to push. Finally, that was Dietrich Moore who made the play, but not before a first down run by A.J. Green, and that's the determined A.J. Green we saw last year. Now, he's going to leave, and Junior Smith will come in, but believe me, he runs just as hard.
And whatever they're doing offensively up front, just keep doing it.
3 receivers, 2 left side, 1 right side. 1st and 10 Union now just inside Broken Arrow's 40. Banks in the shotgun. Here come the Tigers. Hand off to Green, or pardon me, to AJ, and he jumps to the right side. Junior Smith, pardon me. Gets down inside the 40 to around the 36-yard line. Broken Arrow came with everybody once again. Final play by Matthews. And had he broken that tackle, there was a lot of room. This is a high-risk, high-reward defense. 2nd down and 8. 4 receivers left side. Alone in the shotgun is Banks, and Union jumped. Really, the whole offensive line jumped, so that makes me think the center probably had the bad snap count. And Union was trying to hurry a little bit and probably run a special. Is going to end up with a 5-yard penalty here, and it'll be 2nd down and more like 13. 5:21 to go, first half, 14-0 Broken Arrow Tigers, but it's been closer than that. This Union offense has turned the ball over 3 times, and short of giving up the 179-yard touchdown, the Redskins' defense has been very good. So the ball now at the 42-yard line, 42 and a half, we'll call it, of Broken Arrow, and it'll be 2nd down and almost 13 for the Redskins. They will change formations. 3 receivers left side, 1 to the right. They are all short. Banks again in the shotgun. Junior Smith to his right. Hand off to Junior Smith, left side. Junior's got room, 40. Junior to 35, cuts inside, 30. First down, Junior Smith, as he gets a nice block downfield. This Union receiving corps, Shea Dan with that block. That's good for about 16 yards, and that's going to be another first down for the Redskins. Final tackle in there look to be made by Buddy Mack, but Union, this offense has really been good moving the football on the ground when they don't shoot themselves in the foot.
And this is a good series right here to just keep going and running the football.
Now at the 28-yard line, 3 receivers come right side for Union, going from left to right. Banks in the shotgun again. Here come the pressure. Banks fires quickly, and that ball is caught by Belt. 20-yard line. Mackay, 15-yard line, and down inside that to the 12. That's a good throw there by Rovon Banks. And Belt was wide open, as he has been really most of the year. Corey Williams had to come in and make the play, but that's another 18 yards and a first down. And that all it takes, Tom, is the one completion to get a guy in motion.
Right. I played quarterback, not near as good as this one. But it does. That's the confidence that you get when you have a good play.
And that short passing game is ideal to do that. So Union will have it 1st and 10 now at the Broken Arrow 13. 4 minutes to go first half. Redskins trailing 14-0. Green to the right of Banks. Banks hands off to A.J. Got room. A.J. at the 10. Oh, almost broke that tackle. Couldn't. Got down to the 9-yard line before he was dragged down. Nice job by Darian Moss and Horn to kind of pull him down from the backside. He only got 3, but Tom, he was another half step from getting into 6.
Yes, and the beauty of this is they're moving the ball and running the clock and not going to leave Broken Arrow with much time.
And that's what you'd like to do because Horn can score from anywhere. 2nd down, we're going to call it 8 for Union. They're going to be at the 11-yard line of Broken Arrow. Everybody tight, 1 short receiver right side. Now Belt goes in motion. He's going to hand off. Mackay left side. Mackay cuts back at the 10, and he's not going to get any further. He lost 2. Broken Arrow with great pursuit. Quick motion by Belt, and they hand it off to him. But, boy, you talk about a good job chasing by that defensive line. Jeremiah Brackett at 240 pounds chased him out there. He lost a yard. We're going to call it 3rd and 8. Ball set at the 12-yard line of Broken Arrow. 3 minutes to go in this first half, 14-0. Tigers. Certainly probably 4-down territory here for Union, but they need the 4 for a first down. In the shotgun. Quickly running to the right. Rovon Banks, he's going to get inside the 5. Rovon pushes forward. He's going to be close. He did not get the touchdown, but Rovon may have gotten down to the 2, and I think he got that first down. And he did. Rovon Banks with a short run to the right side is the only guy in the backfield. They loaded up the blocking, and Tom, that's exactly what the Redskins needed.
Absolutely, and that was a good job by Banks.
Rovon again will be in the shotgun. Again, Union will be all tight. 2 receivers right side, but they are short. Green is the short tailback. 1st and goal from the 2. Same play. Banks straight up the middle. Rovon pushing, shoving, no call. And he's going to be down, but boy, he is right at the goal line. This will be the famous less than 1 yard line for Union. Ball's touching the goal line as they get up off the bottom of that pile. Last guy off it was Dylan Mack, but almost everybody was there for Broken Arrow. And now this is going to be mano a mano. trailing 14-0 with 2 minutes to go in this first half. Can Union shove Broken Arrow backwards? We'll find out in a minute. Broken Arrow's taking a timeout. 14-0. Tigers lead, but Union threatening at the 1-yard line. Back with the next play and hopefully the 6th after this on Redskins football.
Woodlands.
Choices make power.
Okay, here we go.
Get started at shapeyourfutureok.com, a program of TSET.
Second and goal from the 1-yard line for Union, trailing 14-0 in this game. Direct snap. Rovon Banks pushes forward. Banks looked like he got into the end zone, and he did. They call touchdown. Rovon Banks dropped the football again, but not before he was across the goal line. Broken Arrow had a group of people there. Jedian Floyd Wright was one of the first guys, but Rovon had already broken that field when it happened, and it's now 14-6. And Tom Stockton, as you said, run the same play if you need to. Right. They did 3 times in a row, and got him in the end zone.
And the beauty of this, they get to kick off the second half.
Cowan will kick the extra point or come on for the attempt. Teams are set. Low snap, but the ball's down. Cowan got it up, and it is good. So with 1:57 to go in this first half, the Redskins have fought their way back into this thing. Now, Broken Arrow 14, Union 7, back with more. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
You got trucks, a whole fleet. You gotta keep them running right on the street.
Summer heat is hard on your vehicle, so TGT is doing an air conditioning service special this month for only $99 with up to 2 pounds of Freon. Also, get free installs on all interstate batteries.
Yes, sir.
Drive it.
Sorry, Rick.
No, you're fine.
TJ Cowan kicking for the Redskins. Marion Horn, Corey Williams, and Keon Barton backing for the Tigers.
Broken Arrow and Union, it's now 14-7 Tigers. Union prepares to kick off. TJ Cowan going from left to right. This ball is going to go a little short. It'll be taken around the 11-yard line. That once again is Horn as he comes up to the 15, 20-yard line, 25. He's to the 27-yard line. Taken down there by the Union defense. Really, Union has had a very good kick coverage team. Kalo was one of the guys out there to make that play. And now, Tom, with 1:51 to go in this half, it is absolutely vital for this Union defense to do exactly what they've been doing, and that's just play some real hard football.
Exactly. Whatever they've been doing, whatever they've been calling, stick with it because it's been working.
The Union touchdown drive, 9 plays, 50 yards, and you're used to hearing that from the Redskins, 9 plays to go 50, but they did, and Rovon Banks scored. Raines brings him up to the line of scrimmage. 4 receivers, 3 right side. Horn set behind him. You can tell he's a track guy. Looks like a thoroughbred. Clap of the hands, hand to Horn. Right side, got some room. 35, 37-yard line, up to almost a 40. Horn just broke through there in a hurry. Union is somewhat of a prevent right there. He was finally dragged down by Junior Smith, but he got a first down. That's another run of about 14. And they'll move it up to around the 39-yard line. And with 1:37 to go, it'll be 1st and 10 Broken Arrow there. And Union can't afford to let him get in good field position.
No.
As Tom pointed out, though, the Redskins will get it to start the second half, so just a stop here would help. 2 receivers come left side, 1 to the right, slot to the right as well. Once again in the shotgun is Raines. He's going to turn hand to Horn again. Right side. Horn again has some room. Across the 40 to the 42, 43. He got popped pretty good right there. Michael Thomas has been great tonight. He was in the backfield, but he could not corral him. Marley Forsberg could, though, and so could Thornton. And they whacked him. This big time whacked him, and he goes down. And it'll be second down, and we're going to call it 5. Matthias Robertson has just been great again tonight. Ball now at the 44-yard line up. Broken Arrow, 52 seconds to play. 14-7, Tigers lead. 3 receivers, 2 left side. That's the near side, 1 to the far side. Quick snap, rolling to his right is Raines. Raines going to fire it way downfield. That ball is well over the head of everybody. Trying to go to Jennings. And had it been thrown on target, it would have been intercepted by Jakari Jenkins, but it was not. And Jenkins already has 1 pick tonight. So it'll be 3rd down and 5 with 38 seconds to go. And who knows, Tom? They could give Union one more shot.
They could. I think something might be wrong a little bit, or maybe they're saving him a little bit on Marion Horn, because he's been out some now. He was back in a few minutes ago, but I believe Banks is back in now.
Take a look here, and that is, let's see, hard to tell because the uniforms are alike, but that is Banks. You're right. 3rd down and 5 at the 44-yard line of Broken Arrow. Need the 49 for the first down. Quick snap, hand to Banks. He's going to cut outside to the left side, and he's going to get corralled. Banks lost 2 or 3. Oh, boy, Union was all over that. Caleb Cato was there. Forsberg was there. Shane Fields was there. Braylon Irving Fisher was there. And a timeout quickly called by Union. We're going to keep it right here. They're going to mark it back at the 44, but there's no chance he got the 44, Tom.
I agree with you. And that's not that often I do.
And that's probably best on your part.
Yeah.
They're going to call it 4th down and 5 at the 44-yard line of Broken Arrow. Now the Redskins, with 28 seconds to go, trail 14-7. And they do have a couple of other timeouts. It's the first taken this quarter, or this half. So even though they trail, a couple of things. Snaps haven't been great on either side on kicking, so they may try for the block here, knowing if you don't get it and you give up the penalty, it doesn't really hurt that much as you close in on the end of the first half. Broken Arrow's not kicked a field goal yet this year, and the one they tried tonight was pushed wide right. So they may try for that. Otherwise, they may just try to get a great return. Jakari Jenkins will be the guy who is back deep. Kicking it away, once again, is Seth Dodd. Dodd is standing all the way back around his 32. Jenkins will be standing at the Union 20. 4th and 5, Broken Arrow at their 44. Oh, and Union just jumped off sides and gave Broken Arrow the first down, I think. That
might be close.
It might be 5.5 to go for the first down. Oh, wait, they're going to call Broken Arrow. They're going to say the Tigers flinched first. David Alexander is not happy, as you can imagine. He is sharing his thoughts with this officiating crew, and they're now going to go talk about it, which is never good.
No.
Those guys talk about it, but they're going to move Broken Arrow backwards. Referee tonight is Richard Dixon. The umpire is Stuart Gallagher. The head linesman, James Brigano. The line judge is Scott Johnson, and the back judge is Kenny Stabler. So it'll be 4th and 10 now at their own 39. Now, all the way back, they'll be kicking it from the 24. Here comes the pressure. Ball's away quickly. Jenkins is going to make the fair catch around the 22-yard line. That's a very good punt right there by Seth Dodd. About average 32 yards a kick in game 1 against Bentonville, and they just crushed them. And he got a good one off that time. So Union, with 23 seconds to go, trailing 14-7 here in this first half, will have it 1st and 10 at their own 23. And, Tom, you can pull some things out. And they have had Mekhi Belt running open for 2 games. And have only had a chance to hit him once. Let's see what they do here. 1st and 10 Redskins at their own 23-yard line. Junior Smith will be the setback. 4 receivers, 3 wide right, 1 wide left. They're going to hand off to Junior just in case. No, that is A.J. A.J. across the 30. A.J. breaks free. 40. A.J. to 45. A.J. to 50. A.J. to 45. A.J. Green pushes all the way forward to the 42-yard line. Oh, boy. A.J. Green goes from the 22 to the other 42. And another timeout called by the Redskins. And we once again will keep it here. So A.J. gets himself about 44 more, I think it is. And he's going to be well over 100 tonight. A.J. Green has had a couple of big runs. Now, he hasn't broken the score run yet, but had a couple of big runs. Going into that one, he's now at 14 attempts for 125 yards. So So AJ, who struggled last week, doing much better this week. 13 seconds to go. Ball all the way to the 42-yard line of Broken Arrow, and it's 14-7 Tigers, but Union has a first down. And now, Tom, you realistically have time for 2 plays.
Right.
Maybe 3 if you throw incomplete quickly, but you really can't afford to throw incomplete quickly here because you're really trying to get more out of one.
You know, they ran a running play, I think, figuring they might just run out the clock. But now I'm going for it. If I'm them, I'm going for at least a field goal.
Well, I think exactly what they were trying to do there was catch Broken Arrow in that quick, heavy pressure and see if they could pop him, and they did. Just could not quite get him completely free because when they're running around in this weird everybody stands up defense, there's a ton of defensive backs back there. Think of it, it's really more like an odd stack, which is what Union's playing this year. So you'll have what look like 2 or 3 defensive linemen and what looks like 40 defensive backs. I mean, there are guys everywhere. Union will bring them up quickly. 13 seconds to go in this first half, trailing 14-7. 3 receivers right side, 1 to the left. One of those receivers is at the quarterback, Grayson Tempest. They're going to throw to Tempest. He's going to throw downfield, and that ball is intercepted. Nope, it was dropped. It should have been intercepted around the 8-yard line as Tempest tried to throw it as far as he could, and they were trying to get that ball to Sanders. But the jump ball went in and out of the hands of a Broken Arrow player, and it'll be second down, and that'll make 4 seconds to go. Union will more than likely just hand the ball off and get this thing over with for the half and trail 14-7. But, Tom, when Grayson Tempest lined up in the triple stack to the right, you knew what was coming.
Yeah, I don't think you were hiding anything.
Broken Arrow is going to have defensive backs all the way back to their own 10-yard line. There are 4 players for Broken Arrow at the 15 or inside it. 3 players at the 30 as Union will go back on offense for one final play, trailing 14-7 here in this first half. In the shotgun is Banks. Drove on straight back. Has time, throws to his left. He gets A.J. Green. A.J. makes one guy miss, but he's not going to make the second. A.J. Green will go down at the 33-yard line, and that'll be the half. So the Redskins turn it over 3 times offensively, get 1 turnover themselves, yet with really stingy defense are able to hang in there, finally pound out a touchdown drive, and they only trail 14-7 here at the half. We'll come back with halftime in a moment. Union trailing 14-7 at Broken Arrow. This is Union Football on KRMG.
If you're in debt to the IRS, there's good news.
Bryce.
Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the field are your Broken Arrow varsity Tigers. This season's captains are seniors Avery Green, Allie Leager, Ashton Love, and Rachel Tilton. Under the direction of Coach Meg Warren, the varsity Tigers have promoted Tiger sportsmanship across our community through the mutual love of dance and with our pom teams. In that spirit, joining our Tigers this evening is their sister squad, the Union Varsity Pom Squad, coached by Brittany Fritz. Please join us in welcoming both Union Pom Squad and your Broken Arrow Varsity Tigers. How about another round of applause for Union Varsity Prom and your Broken Arrow Tigers?
It's said that the eyes reveal the heart of a champion. The eyes and faces of each competitor glow with a sense of accomplishment as each stands at a pinnacle of their young musical careers. Of more than 20,000 music programs in the United States, members of an elite few will earn the right to wear a Bands of America champion medallion. Today we celebrate a legacy that spans over 60 years. All those who've worn the uniform are part of a tradition of distinction, superiority, and excellence that few will ever achieve. One mind, one mission, one goal. The pride of Broken Arrow, where each is a champion, for regardless of the results, the journey is victory.
Continuing a tradition that spans 3/4 of a century, the pride of Broken Arrow combines music education with performance excellence in spreading the reputation of the Broken Arrow Pride from coast to coast. And we'll begin tonight with an on-field presentation featuring the iconic music of the British rock band Queen. The pride of Broken Arrow is a 25-time overall and 17-time defending OBA state champion. The Broken Arrow Band program has received the Oklahoma Secondary Schools Activities Association Sweepstakes Award over 100 times. The Pride is the only 3-time winner of the prestigious Sutter Shield Award, and your Pride of Broken Arrow is the 2006, 2011, and 2015 Bands of America Grand National Champion. The directors for the Pride are Darren Davis, Kelly Pierce, Adam Winkin, Smith, James Morrison, Trey Lack, and Wes Cartwright. The Pride is supported by Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Janet Benson, Principal of Broken Arrow High School, Mrs. Christopher Barber, and Director of Fine Arts, Dr. Richard David. Drum majors for the Pride, J.C. Gould, Olivia Holland, and Callahan Mike.
And just play that way. Play like it is his team, and hopefully things will get a little bit better for him. The stats are really interesting. We'll get those to you in a minute. Right now it is 14-7, Broken Arrow leading. We are at the half, and the Pride of Broken Arrow is on the field. They are a multi-time national and state champion band. They're not performing in competitions this year because of COVID, but they are here tonight, and they are here in numbers. And they're about to start their numbers, so if we can catch the first part of that, I'm going to let that play on the air for a bit, because they are just a tremendous band. You can hear the fans. They actually, probably, Tom, have as rabid of, if not more rabid, band fans as they have football fans.
Ladies and gentlemen,
my guess is that guy screaming has a son or daughter in the band.
Let's listen.
The incomparable Pride of Broken Arrow.
Pride stretched out 5-yard to 5-yard line. leads Union by a score of 14-7. We'll have stats next. This is Union football on KRMG.
Detroit.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the field as we recognize the 2020 Broken Arrow Athletic Hall of Fame inductees. First is Dusty Dildine, a 1978 graduate and lifelong resident of Broken Arrow. Mr. Dildine is the first official Friends of BA Athletics inductee. Mr. Dildine has been employed in Broken Arrow Public Schools for more than 30 years and is currently the Director of Payroll for the district. He has served as a pride and cheer parent and can be found at nearly every varsity athletic event, home or away. His support of the district in general and athletics specifically has been noticed by the Board of Education members, administrators, and coaches. Mr. Dildine is joined on the field by his daughter Elizabeth and his daughter Madison, his mother Ida, and sister Debbie. Congratulations to a great friend of BA Athletics and 2020 Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, Dusty Dildine. Next is the man who introduced everyone to the BA Athletic Hall of Fame more than a quarter century ago, Ken Ellett. During Mr. Ellett's 29 years as Director of Athletics, Broken Arrow amassed 51 state championships and 2 national championships. He oversaw the construction of Broken Arrow Memorial Stadium, initiated 6-hour athletics, created an athletic character development program known as Tiger Stripes, and was instrumental in the creation of the current BA logo. Mr. Ellett has been named Regional Athletic Director of the Year 4 times and was named Oklahoma Athletic Director of the Year in 2009. Joining Mr. Ellett on the field, his wife Cindy, his son Casey, daughter-in-law Alyssa, and granddaughter Parker, grandson Asher, and his son Cody, and his wife Alexandra. Congratulations to a 2020 Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, Ken Ellett. Broken Arrow's head wrestling coach from 2005 to 2019, Sean Jones, amassed a 148-33 dual record, making him the winningest coach in the remarkable history of Broken Arrow wrestling. Coach Jones guided the Tigers to 5 traditional state tournament championships and 4 dual state championships. He also produced 37 individual state championships during his time as the BA wrestling coach. During his 15-season Tiger career, 8 of Coach Jones's teams finished in the top 50 nationally. Joining Coach Jones on the field are his wife Lori, daughters Sophie, Ella, and Libby, his father Ernie and mother Diana, brother Biff and his wife Andrea, his niece Lainey Jones and Owen Jones, his brother Rod Jones, his wife Alex Jones, daughters Taylor and Charlie, and friends Adeline and Anthony. A 2005 graduate, Matt Clivis was a 3-year letter winner in football and baseball. The all-region and all-state player earned a scholarship to play baseball at Texarkana College. After a year there, he was drafted in the 6th round of the Major League Baseball draft by the San Francisco Giants. Mr. Clivis played professional baseball for 5 seasons. After stepping away from playing the game, he coached Thomas Jefferson Academy to Georgia Independent Christian Athletic Association Championship and was a 2-time Regional Coach of the Year. Joining Matt on the field is his mother Roxanne, his father Phil, brother Chris, and sister Claudia. Congratulations to a 2020 Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, Matt Clivis. Mackenzie Adams Mills was Broken Arrow's 2014 Wendy's High School Heisman winner as a softball and track athlete. And though she was a state placer in the 4x200 relay and track, Mackenzie excelled in softball. The 3-time All-Conference player, 2-time All-District, and 2013 All-State player earned a scholarship to Wichita State University, where she graduated in 3 years with a 4.0 GPA. She finished her Shockers softball career with a .342 batting average and .378 on-base percentage. Joining Mackenzie on the field, her husband Zach and daughter Keela, mother and father Jeff and Heather. Congratulations to a 2020 Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, Mackenzie Mills. Chuck Perry, the district's associate superintendent, is Broken Arrow lifer, a 1987 graduate of BAHS. As a 3-year starter, he played on Broken Arrow's first boys soccer team in 1985. He continued his soccer career at the University of Tulsa, where he was voted Defensive Player of the Year in 1988. Mr. Perry returned to Broken Arrow as the boys soccer coach, taking the team to its first state final appearance in 1994. He repeated that feat in 1997. In 1996, Coach Perry's Tigers were ranked number 5 in the nation at the Umbro USA Today poll. During Mr. Perry's 5 seasons as head coach, the Tigers were district champions each year. Joining Mr. Perry on the field is his wife Monica and his daughters Abrielle and Anna. Congratulations to a 2020 Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, Chuck Perry. Tiger fans, how about another round of applause for your 2020 Broken Arrow Athletic Hall of Fame inductees.
Totally worth it, though. Totally worth it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you're wondering, who's Andy Irwin? He's the guy who does TV. He's just down, he's to my left down here. We're all in this nice, spacious booth here in Broken Arrow, which, by the way, Tom, is really nice, isn't it? I had Tom turned down.
Especially when you don't have my sound on, it's nice.
I want to take a look at the stats here at the half as Union trails 14-7 in a game they've really hung in there with. So, Tom, if I ask you just off the cuff how many total yards Union has right now, what would you say?
170.
226.
Ooh.
Union actually leads the total yards. Now, it doesn't matter if you're losing on the scoreboard, but 226 total yards for the Redskins, 188 for Broken Arrow. The Redskins have moved it very effectively with 196 yards rushing to Broken Arrow's 90. The other problem, of course, Union has only thrown the ball for 30 yards, while Broken Arrow has for 98. Union with 8 rushing first downs tonight, averaging 6.6 yards per play. So the Redskins have been doing a very nice job offensively. When you turn the things over and you take a look at, all right, so what are the top performers? Who's doing what? Rovon Banks is 3 of 8 for 30 yards, no touchdowns. Jake Raines, 3 of 7 for 98 yards and a score. Running the football, A.J. Green, 14 carries for 125 yards. Marion Horn, 8 for 57. They're doing a nice job on that tailback.
Very good job. And you say, how much was the passing yards?
Rovon just with 30, and Raines has 98.
And how many of them was in that one play?
Well, that's the underneath 79-yarder, so 79 out of this, so all but 19.
Yeah.
All right, so mention A.J. Green. So then Mekhi Belt has 1 catch for 14 yards, and Spears Jennings 1 reception for 79 and the touchdown. That's the one we were talking about. So the Redskins will get it to start the second half in a moment. But when you take a look at that, the stats give you some hope, but what's happening on the field gives you more hope because, again, defensively they played very well. And they've gotten their running game going a little bit. Now, if you're making overall halftime adjustments, not just a single player, Tom, but overall adjustments at the half, what are you making?
Well, I think you've got to become a little more consistent in the passing game. Absolutely. And on defense, don't give up any more big plays.
And remember, this offense has turned it over 3 times and put their defense in bad positions and still only trailed by 7. All right, so look, we have a 14-7 game here, but we know this isn't the only game going on tonight. Let's take a look around.
Now, here's a look at scores from other key games around the state.
My name is Bryce Girdner, and I have your update on your scores. At first, we're going to look at 6A Class 1. Of course, Union Broken Arrow 14-7 at half. Jinx and Bixby are also at half. Bixby Spartans have marched back, and it is now 28-21. Bixby Spartans at halftime headed into the third quarter. Owasso and Fayetteville, Arkansas Bulldogs still 0-0 there in the first quarter, it says now. I'm looking around the state here. We're going to go to 6A2 class. We have Muskogee traveling to Bentonville West, playing an Arkansas team, and it is 27-0 at half there. Booker T and Del City. Booker T is hosting Del City. It's at half there as well. 8-7. Booker T leads it. And we also have a look at 5A. We go to 5A, and around the Tulsa area, of course, Memorial and Central are playing in progress right now. It's at halftime, 14-14 in that one. We have Sapulpa Edison. Edison is hosting Sapulpa. It is 14-0. Sapulpa leads that game at the half. We also have Collinsville hosting Ulagots 14-7 there. Wagner hosting Coweta. It's 7-0 at half there. Bartlesville hosting Claremore 13-3 at half. And Skytook is traveling to Glenpool this week, and it is 19-0 at half. Skytook leads that one. As we go on to 4A, we have a couple of games around the Tulsa metro area that pertain to 4A. Of course, I already told you about Skytook and Glenpool at the half there. Coweta Wagner, we've touched on that. It's also Skytook and Glenpool here. Yes, this is going to be pretty much wrapping up the games that we have around the Tulsa area that I'm able to see the scores for. Of course, Union and Broken Arrow, the third quarter coming up. You're listening to Union football right here on KRMG.
Legendary Tulsa broadcaster Paul Harvey.
Tiger fans, it's time for the second half and another Tiger kickoff. for the Tigers. AJ Green back in for the Redskins. Junior Smith on the return for the Redskins.
Kicks it off to Junior Smith. Junior takes it at the 12-yard line, returns it up to the 24-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 right there for the Redskins. Just beginning the second half here at Broken Arrow Memorial Stadium. Union trailing 14-7. Rick Corey with Tom Stockton, Richard Johns, and we are finding ourselves in the midst of what is going to be a tooth and nail battle, Tom, down the stretch.
I believe so. I believe it's very important right now that Union doesn't necessarily have to score on this possession, but at least flip the field and do some good things.
1st and 10, Union at their 24-yard line. Broken Arrow moving all over the place. A.J. Green going in motion left side. Rovon Banks, it's a bad snap, and Rovon had to fall on it at the 19-yard line. And that is not how you wanted to start that when you had a promising little thing going there. Had decent field position. He had a chance to make something happen, and now they lose 4. Broken Arrow was in there. The guy who's going to get credit for that is Sterling Ramsey, although he was really just in the neighborhood. That was a bad snap. It'll be 2nd and 14. Ball now at the 20-yard line. This Redskins team with almost 200 yards rushing in the first half, Tom, if they'll just control it on the ground right now and get a little momentum.
Right. Get into positive yardage on every down and just keep doing what we were doing.
4 receivers, 2 to either side. Broken Arrow sneaks 2 up on the outside. Quick snap to Banks. He's going to keep it. Rovon's got room. 25, 30. Rovon across the 30. 35-yard line, first down. Oh, Rovon Banks all the way to the 37-yard line. He faked to A.J. Green. Broken Arrow went with him to the outside, and he exploded up the middle. Jalen Johnson with the first down, or with the saving tackle, but not before Rovon got 37 to the 37-yard line for a gain of another 16. 1st and 10 Redskins now at their own 37. They'll send 2 receivers left. Shadan, the outside man, to the right. 1 receiver. In the backfield, once again, Rovon. He's going to take the single snap, go to the left side. Nice block by A.J. Rovon to the outside, 40, 42-yard line. He'll go out of bounds there. Not quite able to get the last block out there. Shadan was doing a nice job of trying to get that block. But Sterling Ramsey stayed on his feet and made the play, but not before Rovon got 5, and it's 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what Rovon needed to do to start the second half, is have some good plays and keep the confidence going.
Gage Bohannon goes far left, Shadan far right. Belt in the middle here to the right side. That's 3 receivers. Once again, Banks in the shotgun. A.J. Green hands to A.J. Bursts across the field at the 35 to the 45-yard line to the 46. A.J. Green goes forward for another 4 to the 46-yard line. Finally dragged down in there by a couple of different Tigers. The last one was Tomlinson, and it's going to be a 3rd and 1 for Broken Arrow, or for Union. They trail Broken Arrow 14-7, and they've got a chance at a big first down here. At their own 46, the Redskins need the 47. They're going to go tight formation. Tight set, tight end left side, 3 receivers there as well. Here comes the snap to Banks. He's going to hand off to A.J. Green. Easily has the first down. He's going to motor toward the 50-yard line. Broken Arrow stops, he stacks him up there, but not before a gain of 4, and that's good offensive line push by Broken Arrow. First guy in on that tackle for the Tigers was Darian Moss, but that's a first down at midfield, and Tom, I like what I'm seeing.
Exactly. It's just the momentum swung the end of the first half towards Union, and now they're coming out here in the 3rd quarter and keeping the momentum going.
Doran, Marshall, Pratt, Slaughter, and Ringel doing a nice job up front. 1st and 10 Redskins at the 50-yard line. Just underway, second half, 14-7. Broken Arrow leads. Banks with the snap, looking left side, firing, and that ball is short. Tried to throw it out to Junior Smith, and it was almost tipped at the line of scrimmage. Junior had to come back for it, and it bounced at his feet, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. Not a lot of flags in this game. For a second game, it's really almost, 3 total flags, says Richard Johns. He's so fast with that. That's because he's used to making hand signals at me. Normally they don't involve 3s, but 2nd and 10 for the Tigers, or for the Union Redskins, pardon me, at the Tigers' midfield stripe. Quick snap, handoff Green, left side. No, this is Junior Smith across the 45. Junior pushing forward to the 42-yard line of Broken Arrow. Boy, this Redskins defense, or offense, I'll figure it out sooner or later. Tearing off chunks in the running game. Marley Forsberg with a tremendous block out front. Broken Arrow looking a little bit tired right there. Buddy Mack on the tackle as he walks back, but there's a lot of hands on hips out there on this big 3rd down and 2. 9 minutes to go, third quarter, 14-7 Tigers, and the Redskins now at Broken Arrow's 42. Belt goes short right side, left side, Shea Dan to the right. Double tight, short slot. Snap inside, hand off to A.J. Green, to Junior Smith, and he pushed forward to just close to the first down. Junior got to around the 40 and a foot, and that's going to be fourth down, but there is no question you are in four-down territory right now for the Redskins. That ball's inside the 41. They just need the 40. They are quickly to the line of scrimmage. Fourth and less than a yard for Union. Banks, quick snap, bad snap, and he's not going to get it. The snap was short. It bounced up. Broken Arrow swarmed him, and it's a turnover on downs. The first guy there was Garrett Hinesley. Rovon Banks might have had a shot, but never did because of the bad snap. And again, Union is kind of their own worst enemy tonight on offense, Tom.
And that's not been the first bad snap that's gone back there. Now the defense has to keep doing what they were doing at the end of the first half, is making Broken Arrow get rid of it, punt it or something.
At least at this point, they've got decent field position to do it. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 45-yard line. Raines brings them up with Horn behind him. Handoff, Horn right side. He breaks the line of scrimmage at the 50. Horn across it, has a first down, still on his feet. Horn goes out of bounds at the Union 41, and these teams can't tackle each other. Junior Smith with the final tackle after a 17-yard run. And Broken Arrow just like that in Union territory. They will take that down. I think they're going to mark that. Initially, it looked like it was going to be deeper, but it's going to be at the Union 44-yard line. 14-7 Tigers, 8:11 to play, third period. Can this Union defense stand up one more time? 3 receivers come, 2 near side here, 1 far side. This is the left side. That's where the 2 is. Quick snap, quick handoff again to Horn. He pounds forward just across the 46, 47, and then down inside that closer to the 42. And we're going to see Jackson up off the bottom of that pile, but that's a gain of about 4. We'll call it 2nd down and 6. And actually, it's going to be 3. We'll call it 2nd down and 7 as they put the ball at the Union 42.
This is where Union's defense has got to, don't give them a 3rd and 1 or anything like that. Make a stop right here.
Here we go. 2nd down and 8 at the 42-yard line of Union for Broken Arrow. Short slot comes in motion. Raines is going to turn and hand to Horn, and he got crammed right away. Horn got nowhere. He lost a couple of yards. It may be 3rd and 10. Horn was met in the backfield by Michael Thomas and Roberson. I mean, they stormed the backfield. And that is going to be a loss of 2, and it will be 3rd and 10. 7:25 to go, third period. So a big 3rd down again for this Union defense. That's about the 90th of the game. Broken Arrow up 14-7, and a stop here by this Union defense would be huge. Broken Arrow goes with 4 wide receivers. 2 left side, that's the near side. 2 right side, one of them is short. In the shotgun again is Raines. Raines has a bad snap, picks it up, rolls to his left. Raines looking, running. Here comes pressure. Raines is going to just throw it out of bounds. He had nowhere to go. Union was all over him, being chased by Shane Fields. Ford was out there. Roberson was after him. And also Marley Forsberg. He had no shot. That's another bad snap hurting an offense, and it's 4th and 10 for Broken Arrow.
And it looks like they're going to punt.
That would be the safe play, and Broken Arrow's David Alexander is not a guy to take a lot of risks. Jerry Jenkins will go back deep to receive this thing. Seth Dodd will be standing at his own 44 to kick it away. Union stands. They don't draw him off. There's the good snap. Good kick right there by Dodd, high and spinning. Union runs away from it. It's going to take a sideways bounce, fortunately for the Redskins, and it's going to die at the 12-yard line. So just like that, Broken Arrow off the field, and again, the Union defense, Tom, did its job exactly as it's supposed to. We're going to take a timeout. 6:46 to play in this third period. 14-7 Broken Arrow, but Union has it next on KRMG.
This house was built when disco was at its peak, and just like sideburns and leisure suits, it's looking a little...
And get Memorial Stadium rocking with some VA spirit.
14-7 in the third period. 6:46 to play in this period. Rick Corey with Tom Stockton and Richard Johns. And Tom, this feels to me like one of those dreams where you're standing right on the edge of a cliff, always worried you're going to fall in, but you don't quite.
Yeah.
Union's been right there on the edge of that cliff all night and just been able to keep their toes on the rock. 1st and 10 for the Redskins at their own 12-yard line. Banks in the shotgun. Once again to his right, A.J. Green. Here comes pressure. Rovon back to pass, and he fumbles the football again, and Broken Arrow has it. He was hit as he tried to run forward, and that hit in there was by Jeremiah Brackett, and it just came out of Rovon's hands, and again, they put their defense in bad position. That's going to be recovered at about the 13-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Broken Arrow Tigers right there. And, Tom, they may be edging up to that cliff a little closer.
Yeah, I think their toes are hanging off of it at least.
Tigers have had many opportunities tonight like this, not able to take advantage of many of them, leading 14-7 with 6:41 to go. Raines brings them back up again. This time it is Sanchez Banks in the running back spot. Double tight end. Turn, hands to Banks, and he just got met right away. Banks got nowhere, and he fumbled it, and I think Union has it.
Yes.
And they do.
Yes.
Oh, the first guy there was Michael Thomas, and they pop Banks right away, really right after the exchange, which is probably the reason that worked out that way. So if I were Rovon Banks, I would go give a big old kiss and a hug, if you can with COVID, to every one of those guys on the front part of that Union defense because they saved his bacon again. 6:36 to go in this third quarter. Union has it back. 1st and 10 at their own 12. This sounds eerily familiar.
Yeah.
Here come the Redskins, and Tom, sometimes it only takes that break to get you going again. Union will have 2 receivers far side. Dan's the outside guy. To the right side here, the outside guy is Bohannon. In the shotgun again. Hand off right side to A.J. Green, and A.J. busts forward to the 15-yard line, and that was all individual effort because he got hit in the backfield after another difficult exchange. Final tackle in there made by the guy who caused the fumble last time, Jeremiah Brackett, but he gained about 2. And, Tom, they're going to have to work on quarterback center, and they're going to have to work on quarterback-tailback exchange.
Exactly. And one other thing is I think in any time now they're going to have to throw the ball, whether it be short or whatever, throw the ball and get some confidence back.
Hopefully they'll do it here. 2nd down, we'll call it 7. 4 wide receivers for Union in the shotgun once again. Banks, hands off left side. A.J. Green has some room across the 20. Oh, not quite across the 20. He almost got across the 20. But that's a really nice play in there. Broken Arrow looked like they might have had it kind of sniffed out, and they finally did with Dietrich Moore, who was able to make that play. But he got about 4, and it's going to be 3rd down and about 3. 5:37 to go here in this third period. 14-7 Union, and a huge play here for the Redskins. At their own 20-yard line, they turned it over, got it right back from Broken Arrow, and now have 3rd and just more than 2, we're going to call it. So if they get just outside the 22, they're going to have this. They're at the 20.
And I believe Junior Smith,
he has come back in. 2 receivers come far right side, double tight, short slot. Handoff to Junior, and he's going to have the first down and more. Junior across the 25-yard line. That is a tremendous job by that offensive line. They create a little bit of room. Again, Brackett on the tackle, but Union makes the first down. And with 5 minutes to go in this third period, they're hanging in there.
That was an outstanding job by the offensive line because that hole was huge.
You know, Tom, one of the things I think we're seeing is a result of COVID.
Yeah.
Not as much practice.
Right.
And the simple things like handoffs and snaps do not get worked on to repetition. And I think you're looking at some of that. 1st and 10 Redskins at their own 25. Double tight again. Banks in the shotgun. Rovon straight back to throw. Quickly over the middle, and it just dumps at the feet of Marley Forsberg. He didn't have much time, and he had to get rid of it. Pressure was there quickly. First guy to get back there once again was Dietrich. It falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. And that wasn't even close, but at that point, Rovon just had to get rid of that thing.
Right.
4:30 to go, third period, 14-7 Broken Arrow. Redskins, they'll have a 2nd and 10 at their own 25. Again, double tight, short slot right side Banks. He's going to hand off inside to Junior Smith, and he's going to push forward, but he didn't get much. Junior got it up to about, I think they're going to give him the 38, which is generous. 28, pardon me, which is generous. And it's going to be 3rd and 7. Now, right now, all you want to do is find some space, Tom, just any space.
And it's going to be a tough call for Coach Maddox to make because the passing game hasn't been very successful. and 7 yards is tough on a run game.
They're going to call timeout. We'll take a break as well. 4:12 to go, third period. We have a 3rd down and 7 for Union at their own 28-yard line. We'll come back with this big play next on KRMG.
Fans, we want to thank you for your partnership in wearing masks, social distancing, washing your hands, and using hand sanitizer to help limit the COVID-19 risk for those in attendance and participating in today's game. Please social distance in the bleachers, restrooms, and concession areas. Also, please ask that you honor the sign restricting seating every other round at Memorial Stadium. Thanks again for your cooperation in making this a fun and safe Broken Arrow Tiger athletic event.
Broken Arrow, 4:12 to go, third period. Rick Corey, Tom Stockton, Richard Johns. It is 14-7 Broken Arrow, and Union at their own 28-yard line has a 3rd down and 7. The Redskins need the 35. They'll send 2 receivers far right side. Belk is the inside receiver. Shea Dan the outside guy. Banks in the shotgun, Green to his right. There's the snap. Banks rolling to his right. He fires it, and that ball is completed to Shea Dan. No, did he drop it? No, he caught it.
No, he caught it right there.
He caught it, and he fell down. Broken Arrow ran up and said incomplete, but that's not the case. Shea Dan makes the catch at the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 12 and a first down for the Redskins, and that, again, can build some confidence with Rovon Banks.
I just started to say the same thing. At least that will build a little.
So with 3:57 to go, the Redskins keep the drive going. They are on the 40-yard line, their own 40. Ball on the far right side hash mark. That's near hash to us here in the press box, just beneath the big gigantic B with the broken arrow on it. Snap to Banks. Handoff to A.J. Green, and he broke a tackle at the 40 and got forward to the 42-yard line. And the guy whose tackle he broke was once again Dietrich. And Dietrich had an opportunity to get him and just could not. And A.J. got a yard out of that, and that was all number 6 with effort.
One brings up 2nd down and 9.
Can't coach that kind of thing, Tom.
No, you can't. I'd love to tell you after being coach for a long time that you could do that, but no, you can't.
2nd down and 9, but that's a really good 2nd and 9 considering what could have happened right there. Redskins at their own 41-yard line. 3:11 to go, third period. They trail by 7. Tight end right side, 2 receivers to that side. Now they're going to shift everybody to the left. Bohannon's there, Belt's there, Dan's there. In the shotgun again, Banks. Broken Arrow moving, everybody's standing. Quick snap, throw to Banks. He's got a man wide open, and it is over the head of Banks again. Oh, Mekhi Banks had broken free. He was between the safeties at the 20-yard line, and the ball just floated out of his reach. And, Tom, that was maybe a foot past what he could do. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, it was close to having a tie game.
That was a tremendous play. They did exactly what they needed to do. And so, Tom, tonight, it's not game plan, it's just execution.
Right, exactly.
So a big 3rd and 9 for Union. 2:50 to go, third period. They trail Broken Arrow 14-7. 4 receivers, 3 go far side. That's the left side, 1 to the right. Again, shotgun for Rovon Banks, who's got a whole lot of pressure and has to get rid of it, and he does, and dumps it nowhere as he gets tackled from behind. It'll be 4th down. The Redskins had no shot. They came out of there. Buddy Mack came on the blitz, and he was right in Rovon's face initially, and so they will have to kick this thing away. Cowan will do that. He'll stand right about his 25-yard line. Horn will be back around the 32. Golden opportunity for that offense to really get rolling. And, Tom, they tried and just could not overcome that 2nd down.
And that's been a problem with them all evening.
Cowan standing at his own 26. There's the good snap. He's going to get the foot to it there, and the ball is going to be kicked short, but hopefully he got a chance for a bounce, and it does. At the 30, takes a big Union bounce down inside the 20. Still rolling. It's going to bounce to the 18. It was nowhere near Horn, and he had no choice but to leave that thing alone. So at least the good punt comes from it, and with 2:39 to go in the third period, trailing 14-7, the Union defense at least has a little room to work with. They've been put in terrible positions all night long and have really not bent. They had the 79-yard touchdown given up early, and really, Tom, you could say that's the difference because past that, they've really hung in there.
Oh, absolutely, and this would be an opportune time for a turnover.
Jake Raines comes back in at the quarterback spot. He came into this game 12 of 19 for 205 yards, and he's been good tonight, but he's really done most of his work just handing off to Marion Horn. 4 wide receivers for Broken Arrow, 3 of those to the right. Now here comes motion. One of those guys is Horn. That's who they're going to hand it to. He's got some room, 25, 27, 29-yard line. Horn was motoring when he took it. Ford was there on the tackle, Jakari Jenkins as well, but he got 11 and a first down. It'll be 1st and 10. Tigers just inside the 30. And Tom, that reminded me of an old arena football play. Got your guy in motion, hand it to him while he's in full speed, and then let him go.
Well, and Horn's full speed is real full speed.
It is. He's another track guy. I like to see he and A.J. Green run a 50. 1st and 10, Broken Arrow, just outside their own 30-yard line. Quick throw to the right side is complete, but jumped right away just about the 32-yard line is Broken Arrow, and that was completed out there to Keon Barnett. He only got about 2, jumped quickly by Jaden Rowe. We'll call it 2nd down. We'll give him 3. We'll call it 2nd down and 7. They'll mark it all the way up to the 32-yard line of Broken Arrow.
Again, I don't know if they're resting, if they're resting Horn or whatever, but Banks has been in there a lot.
Now, Horn's also playing he's playing some receiver as well. 2nd and 7 now for Broken Arrow at their own 32-yard line. Here comes pressure. Back is Raines, firing middle of the field, and that ball is going to be well incomplete. He was trying to go very quickly down there to tally, but Union had tremendous coverage. One guy back there was Braylon Irving Fisher. He also had help from Shane Fields, but there was no future in that. It's going to be 3rd down and 7.
And another big 3rd down play for the Union defense.
Well, there's been nothing but big third downs for both teams offensively and defensively. Union has had the better of most of those situations. Unfortunately, the one really long one goes to Broken Arrow. So 3rd and 7 for the Tigers, leading 14-7 as we've got 1:35 to go, third period. Their own 33. They'll need just outside the 39. Raines has the snap, straight back. Here comes pressure. Now he's going to have to run. Raines is going to have to hurry. He's got a little room, and he fires it, and that ball is caught just past the 1st down marker. That was a brilliant play by Raines. And a nice job by Keon Barnett, who just worked in front of Union out there to get that catch, and he caught it in front of Shane Fields. And that was as good as it can get right there by a quarterback. Raines bought that play.
And it was about a foot past the 1st down marker.
And that's all you need when you got a guy who's smart enough to do that, and Keon Barnett was. So it's 1st and 10 for Broken Arrow now at their 40. 1:12 to go, third period, 14-7 Tigers. They'll send 2 receivers far left side. That's the near side. 2 to the right. Raines again in the shotgun. He'll turn, hand to Horn. Horn's going to get nowhere. As a matter of fact, he lost a yard. He is stacked up by Caleb Kalo in the backfield. That's at least a yard and maybe a 2-yard loss. I think they're going to mark him at the 39. We'll call it 2nd down and 11. So, again, the Union defense may give up a little here, but they take a little back there.
I looked over at the clock. I can't believe there's only 40 seconds left.
This has been a quick moving third period, but the teams have run it an awful lot, and the ball hasn't hit the ground very much. 14-7 Broken Arrow as we near the end of this third period. 2nd down and 11. Tigers thrown 39-yard line. 4 receivers, 3 of those to the near side. Now one man goes back in motion the other way. That is Stieber. Quick turn, quick look like a handoff. Now he's going to throw deep. Raines tossing it deep, and it is incomplete and almost intercepted. Union had double coverage out there, and had that ball been thrown on target, it would have been Braylon Irving Fisher who came down with it as an interception, but he did not. He tipped it, and it went over the head of the intended receiver. That was once again Barnett, and it'll be 3rd down and 11 for the Tigers. Union's, I tell you this, if anything, the last 2 or 3 years, in my opinion, Union has struggled in their deep ball coverage, and they have been tremendous tonight and against Bixby.
And here we are. I feel like I've said it 500 times. We've got a big 3rd down play.
Let's win one of those. 3rd and 11 for the Broken Arrow Tigers. They send 3 receivers to the left side. The dangerous guy, Barnett, the middle man there. In the shotgun again is Raines. Horn to his left. Raines straight back. Here comes pressure. Raines is going to run up and out of the pocket, and he's going to fire it downfield, and it is caught. A tremendous catch by Horn. Horn one-armed that right in front of the Union defense, and the guy running with him was Jamori Ray. And again, that is Jake Raines buying a play. When he gets in pressure, he runs out of pressure, and then Horn with a tremendous one-hand catch, and they go all the way down to the 30-yard line. That's a 31-yard gain and a first down for the Tigers, and that will end the quarter. So after 3, it is 14-7 Broken Arrow and a hard-fought one. We'll come back with the fourth quarter next on KRMG.
All right, sports fans, it's time for the First National Bank Kick for Cash. Tonight's student kicker is Shane Romanella, who has a choice to kick a field goal from 10, 15, or the 20-yard line. And can win as much as $250 from First National Bank of Broken Arrow. Let's make some noise for Shane as he kicks from the 10-yard line. Sorry, you didn't connect on the field goal attempt, Shane, but for giving a great effort. Greg Grant, chairman of the board and CEO of First National Bank, would still like to present you with $50 thanks to First National Bank of VA, Broken Arrow's hometown bank, for all they do for Broken Arrow schools and our city. All right, let's see who can get their Tulsa Bone and Joints jamming the most. It's time for the Tulsa Bone and Joint Jungle Jam Challenge.
Coming into the third quarter, Owasso and Fayetteville, Arkansas Fayetteville has been delayed. Their kickoff is about here at 9 o'clock. So here in just a few seconds, they should kick off that game and have a score. As well as we check over here in Catoosa and Pryor. Catoosa is getting beat 37-10. I'm Bryce Gerdner. Let's send it back onto the field with Rick and Tom.
It'll be 1st and 10 here in Broken Arrow as we begin the fourth quarter. The Tigers leading by a score of 14-7. Thanks very much, Bryce. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Union 30-yard line. This time under center, once again, is the Broken Arrow Tigers. Back to throw is Raines. Got a guy deep, and he's going to throw that thing, and it's intercepted by Union. Intercepted by Jakari Jenkins, and he comes back to the 5 to the 6-yard line. Jenkins. No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. It was Jenkins. It was Jenkins. I thought for a second that might have been Shane Fields. Jenkins with a tremendous job of covering deep. Raines let it fly. Jenkins cut underneath it. Second interception of the night for the Redskins. And again, this defense saves this offense, and it's 1st and 10 Union. They've got a chance, Tom.
Yes.
And I know we've got the game left, but you got to make something happen.
But, right, and again, saying what you said a while ago, that was a kind of a sore last year was deep passing, and they've done a great job tonight.
This defense has got an opportunity to be special. I mean, they're already pretty close, and they've done this without a lot of practice, and they're doing a lot of new players. And some of those guys like Marley Forsberg and Roberson have just been tremendous. 1st and 10 Redskins, they are at their own 10, but they have the 1st and 10 trailing by 7 here in the fourth quarter. Hand off to A.J. Green, and he just got pile drive. As soon as he got the football, he just got stood up and whacked immediately by Hayden Brockett. They're going to say he lost 5, and that might be generous. It'll be 2nd and 15, and Tom, this running game has been really good, and now that Broken Arrow is occasionally selling out, you're just going to have to catch him at some point with a little.
It's just going to be a kind of a flip of the coin.
And obviously with these kinds of defenses, when they're trying to jump around like that, if you get that little short pass in behind them, that little flare, the same thing they scored on, you got a chance to go forever. 2nd and 15 for the Redskins at their own 5. 11-14 to play in this game. 14-7 Broken Arrow. Union with 3 wide receivers, 2 left, 1 right. Straight back to pass, throwing to the right, and that ball is tipped and not caught. Shea Dan had a chance at the 12. No, he did catch it.
Yeah.
I thought Shea Dan dropped it because the ball came in low. It was tipped, but Shea Dan made a heck of an athletic catch. And that moves it back to the 12-yard line, so it brings up a makeable third down. We're going to call it 8 for Union. And that ball was very, very, very difficult to catch. So you can Shea Dan a little credit right there on that one as Robon Banks got it tipped.
This is huge.
Union at their own 12-yard line need the 20 for the first down. Green, the single setback. Banks in the shotgun. 4 receivers, 2 of those to the far right side. Banks waiting. There's the snap. Robon rolling to his right. Has all kinds of time. Now he's going to have to hurry. Robon throws, and that's incomplete. And he had Sanders back on the far left side, but Robon did the right thing now. He looked, and he'd had to turn and throw across the field, Tom, and that wouldn't have been smart. He did the smart thing. He just did not complete the pass, and at least in this case, you get a chance to kick the football away. So the Redskins will punt. Cowan will come on, and he'll be standing around his goal line. And with 10:29 to go in this game, Union will give it up again. Horn will be standing in Union territory at the 48 to return it. If ever T.J. Cowan needed a good one, this is it. He's a yard deep in the end zone, got the snap. There's the kick, and it's not a bad kick, but it's heading for the sidelines and goes out of bounds. Ooh. Well, at least it's not returned. Right. It's going to depend on where they mark it. David Alexander was over there near that ball when it went out. They're going to mark it back at the 40. And I think that's as good as that could have been. He punted that ball from his end zone to the 40, and that's where Broken Arrow will start with 10:22 to go here in this fourth quarter. We'll take a break as well. 14-7 Broken Arrow. This is Union Football on KRMG.
This is an important message for all current and former Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts of America has been if you were sexually abused at Scouts, you could receive compensation.
Bryce, one tip on the scores.
File a claim by
Don't worry
16,
about looking at the scoreboard.
You can earn up to a $200 bonus when you open a new checking account with direct deposit. So wherever your happy place finds you, TTCU will meet you there. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance. Finding your happy place is something special, and it's different for everyone. You probably already know where to find yours, and TTCU Federal Credit Union can help you get there. Right now, you can earn up to a $200 bonus when you open a new checking account with direct deposit. So wherever your happy place finds you, TTCU will meet you there. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are asking that all fans return to their vehicles immediately following the conclusion of tonight's game.
Broken Arrow and Union have themselves really just a doozy going. It is 14-7 Tigers. Rick Coy along with Tom Stockton and Richard Johns, and even as I said, Andy Irwin, the important people are here in the booth. It is 14-7 Tigers, and they have a first down at the Union 40-yard line. Once again, bringing them to the line of scrimmage. They have done a great job tonight of handing to Horn. They do it again. He bounces outside, and he gets taken down. Raines with a quick handoff, but Horn's had nowhere to go. Jaden Rowe has been fabulous tonight. Also there once again, who's been great all year, Matthias Robertson. And it's going to be a gain of about 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9. And this Union defense has been nothing but stingy.
And it's really kind of a shame that they've got to do it another time, but they have to right here.
You know the good thing, though? If you're a defensive player, you like that.
Oh,
test
yeah.
me.
Yeah,
I challenge you. Test me. Well, you're going to be tested. 2nd and 9. Raines again in the shotgun. Claps the hands. Behind him is Horn. Turns. Hands off to Horn. Right side. Got a little more room, but not much. Forsberg is there. Also there. Gosh, almost everybody jumped in on that tackle. Hey, that was a gang tackle right there. Jamori Ray was there. They're going to give him maybe 3. So that's going to move the ball down to the Union 36-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and a long 5, short 6. With 9:23 to go and Union trailing 14-7, this defense finds itself in ever more perilous situations. Tigers will go with 2 wide receivers left side, 1 to the right. The guy to the right is Barnett. He's been a trouble spot tonight for Union. Once again, it's Raines in the shotgun. Horn to his left. Raines straight back. Here comes pressure. Raines has to hurry. Steps up. Fires. That ball is incomplete. Credit the pressure right there from Michael Thomas as he threw it, but you also have to give credit to Johnny Harrison as he popped the receiver as he went out of bounds on that right side. That will bring up a 4th down. Now the question is, 4th down and about 7. Does Broken Arrow try something or not?
I think they just answered it.
They're going to punt. And David Alexander is, again, now he's a guy who, remember, he coached with Alan Trimble.
Right.
So he'll take some chances every now and then, but it's not normally what David does. Union's going to leave their defense out there just in case. As the guy coming out to punt is Seth Dodd. Now they'll run on one other player. They were short one. Stiver runs out there as well. Jakari Jenkins is back at the 5 in case they punt. And he will. It's going to be a very short kick. Jakari lets it go, hits at the 10, and it's going to die right there. Oh, my, what a great punt.
Yep.
It went inside the 10. They're going to kill it. Well, the ball actually was touched initially at around the 7 by Broken Arrow, and I think that's where they're going to put it. That is a good mark, and that is exactly the right thing to do. This officiating crew, in my opinion, has been really good tonight. It's Richard Dixon, the referee. It is Stuart Gallagher, the umpire. Head linesman is James Brigano. Line judge is Scott Johnson. The back judge is the Snake, Kenny Stapler. As Neil Diamond pulses through the stadium. 1st and 10, Union at their own 8-yard line. 8:51 to go. The Tigers have put Union in the shadow of their own goalpost all night long. They'll try to dig out. Banks brings them up. Double tight, 2 wide receivers right side. Green to his right. Rovon with a snap. Hands to A.J. Green, and he's going nowhere. That was a very slow developing play, and Broken Arrow jumped him. They say the ball was dropped, but it wasn't. He just didn't get anywhere. He lost a yard. A.J. Green did. All over the middle of that play again was Jeremiah Brackett. He's a 5'10", 240-pound senior who's been very good tonight. Loss of 1. 2nd and 11. And it has been so frustrating, Tom, because that 2nd and 11's been difficult to overcome. But when they're on a roll, they're ripping off 6-8 at a time.
It's been a tale of 2. That's for sure. 2 different stories.
So it'll be 2nd and 11. From their own, now we're going to call it the 8-yard line. Banks under center. Drops straight back. Looks. Fires right side. Got Belt out there, and that ball is incomplete. Oh, Mekhi Belt just made a tremendous effort at the 38-yard line. He had once again broken the coverage, and he had run by Sterling Ramsey, but he just could not quite hold on, and it's 3rd and 11. And, Tom, that could have been huge.
That would have been huge, absolutely. Now they've got to come up with another huge play.
I feel so bad for Mekhi Belt. He's had so many opportunities, and that ball, he gave it every ounce he had to try to catch that ball. 8 minutes to go in this game, 14-7, Broken Arrow hanging on. Union, 3rd and 11. They're going to call it their own 8. Banks with the snap, straight back, throws. That ball caught. Caught, and it's across the 20-yard line, 1st down. Sanders is still going, 25, 30. Damon Sanders, 35, 40. Damon Sanders to the 41-yard line. Final tackle by Cam Ferguson, but Sanders goes from the 8 to the 41, a 34-yard reception, and it's 1st and 10 Union. And finally, Tom, you got that break.
And it was an excellent throw, but a great run after the catch.
We know Sanders is going to be a star. Yeah. He just got to get it in his hands. Union trailing by 7 have a new life at their own 40-yard line. 1st and 10, 7:30 to go in this game. Double tight, double slot. Banks again in the shotgun. Green to his left. Quick snap, hand off to A.J. He's going to have to hurry, and he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage. And again, slow developing play. Ferguson on the tackle, and again, after having a tremendous play, the Union offense loses 5. It'll be 2nd and 15.
I don't know. Maybe they like this 2nd and long and 3rd and long, Rick. I don't know.
Maybe they do. I hate it.
I hate it.
They have been somewhat Jekyll and Hyde, and by somewhat I mean completely.
Yes.
But you see the flashes of what can be. And last week you didn't really see that. So you've got to be encouraged by what you're watching tonight. And a gritty performance. 2nd down and 15. Now Union thrown 35. They need midfield. One receiver is Shea down here far left. Quick snap. There's the handoff. A.J. Green pushes to his left, has some room, goes across the 40. A.J. got a pretty good 2nd down gain. Got that across the 40 to the 41-yard line. We finally brought down once again by, that was Raines. No, Moore, Dietrich Moore. So another 3rd down and 8 for the Union offense. Ball at their 42, need to 50. They're right at the very bottom of the first part of the big Broken Arrow, right near the tip of the arrow. Underneath the gigantic B here in the middle of the field. 6 minutes to go. Union trailing by 7. Green the setback to the right. Banks in the shotgun. Sanders, the tight end, slot right. Straight shot back. Quick throw, right side. Sanders makes the catch. He breaks a tackle. Sanders still on his feet. 45-yard line. Sanders gets to the 46. They had him dead to rights. And he just threw aside Buddy Mack. Mack had him dead to rights, and Sanders just shucked him like ripe corn. And away he went. Now, he didn't get the first down, but he gave Union a makeable fourth down. It is 4th and 4. The Redskins now at their 46-yard line. And, Tom, this is a tough call with 5:47 to go. You got to go.
Yeah. And we'll see. You wonder if they're not going to try to draw them off sides possibly, but
5:47 to go in this game. Union trailing by 7 has 4th and 4 at their own 46. Banks under center this time. Double tight. Green the single setback. They are going to try to draw him. Rovon calling signals. There are zeros on the play clock. They never started the play clock. And Union will call timeout. And we'll take a quick break as well. Nope, they actually let, I'm sorry, they didn't. We are going to take a break, but they let the clock run out, and so they will have to punt this thing away. Union will kick next. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
For Inside Tiger Football, presented by Rick Griffin, training every Thursday on Arrowhead or BA Schools YouTube channel. You can also listen to Inside Tiger Football, presented by Rick anytime, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, we are asking that all fans return to their vehicles immediately following the conclusion of tonight's game and refrain from lingering inside the stadium. Fans will not be permitted onto the field. We appreciate your cooperation.
That was a doozy. Union and the Broken Arrow Tigers locked in a 14-7 battle. Broken Arrow leads, and Union has a 4th down and 4. They dropped the penalty flag as Union tried to draw the Tigers off sides and could not do it. But the Union Redskins had called timeout right before that. So they will kick it away from their own 46-yard line. Cowan will punt it. He's standing about his 31. Horn standing at a 20. Broken Arrow going from left to right, Union right to left. There's a good snap. Cowan has it. Very good kick, very high. Horn calls the fair catch, and he makes it right at the 20-yard line. And Union was right there in case he dropped that football. Marcus Kelly had done a nice job of getting downfield, but Horn very sure-handed, and he showed it again. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Broken Arrow, and needless to say, Tom, with 5:41 to go, leading by 7, the Tigers probably looking to grind it out, but this Redskins defense has been so good most of the night, they just need 3 good plays.
And they don't seem to have Horn in there right now, so that might be a break for the Redskins defense.
Well, not so much. Sanchez Banks is a good runner as well. Double tight. Banks is going to be the tailback. Hand off to Banks left side. He's wrapped up. Boy, Marley Forsberg just destroyed the right offensive tackle. Jumped around him like he wasn't there. They're going to give Banks a half yard, but that's generous. It's 2nd down and at least 9.5. Tremendous job by Marley Forsberg. He's 6'2", 249. Tommy plays like he's 6'6", 300, but fast.
But quick. Absolutely, you're right.
Forsberg is a developing player, believe it or not, as a senior. He's playing a lot of positions, too. We're going to call it 2nd and 10 for Broken Arrow. Really, it's 9.5. Again, double tight. Once again, Banks the shotgun, or the single back. Hand to him again. He's got a little more room. This time breaks free. He's got some first down. 30, 35. He's going to go to the 40. Oh, that's too bad. They had him kind of all bottled up, and he was able to break free. It was Jamori Ray who made the tackle, but he pushes all the way out to the 44-yard line. So the Tigers move the chains and the clock. 4:52 to go in this game. Union trailing 14-7. Broken Arrow now at their own 44. They're in the far hash mark here. That's away from the press box. Tigers in their gold pants, black jerseys, black helmets. Union in the silver pants, white jerseys, and silver helmets. This one has been tooth and nail.
Horn's back in the game.
He will be the single setback. 2 tight ends again. Under center this time is Raines. Raines is going to turn hand to Horn, and he pushes into a big group of Union defenders. They'll give him a couple of yards. Once again, Forsberg is there. And I'll tell you who else has been great tonight, Michael Thomas. 5'10", 246-pound nose guard as a senior has just stepped up, and it's like he's been really playing his entire career, not just occasionally. And remember, he's been behind some pretty good players, but he is acting like this is his year, and tonight it has been a really good game. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Broken Arrow now at 4:24 to play in this game. Tigers up by 7.
Actually, the whole defense has played pretty well tonight, and there's been some, a little more outstanding than others, but they've had an excellent night.
Raines brings him back up again. He is in the shotgun. Horn to his right. Tight end right side slot, 4 receivers. Hand off. No, that is Banks again, and Banks is taken down behind the line of scrimmage. He tried to cut back, and when he did, he slipped. And who's there again? Well, same guy's been there all year, Matthias Robertson. He's going to lose one, and it's again 3rd down and 9, and I don't know if I can take any more this time. How many 3rd and 9s can you take before you finally give up? 3:44 to go in this game. Union trailing by 7, and it's 3rd and 9 Broken Arrow at their own 45.
And Horn came back in the game, and they need to keep an eye on him.
You do that George Allen thing. Watch the run, watch the pass, watch everything.
Yes.
3rd and 9 for Broken Arrow at their own 45-yard line. Raines in the shotgun. Horn behind him. Raines is going to hand off to Horn left side, and he's going to break a tackle and get the first down, and he may score. Nope, he's going to cut back at the 45, and he's going to be taken down around the 33-yard line. Horn had 1 tackle to break outside. He did it, cut back inside, and thank goodness that Bryce Ashlock was out, or pardon me, Johnny Harrison was out there, or he'd have gone the entire distance. It's a 1st down again. Broken Arrow again overcomes a 3rd and 9, and this defense, which has been so good, just can't make that 3rd down play right now. Broken Arrow at Union's 34-yard line with 2:56 to play, and the Tigers up by 7.
I'm not sure how many timeouts Union has left. 2.
They have 2.
They have 2 left, okay.
1st and 10, Broken Arrow now. They'll try to hand off again and taken down right away almost. That was almost a fumbled exchange between quarterback and center, and the reason was Braylon Thomas Fisher, Irving Fisher, was there in a hurry. They did get the handoff in there, though, before, it looks like Robertson made the play right at the line of scrimmage. Really no gain right there for Sanchez Banks. It'll be 2nd and 10 again. 2:17 to go in this football game. 14-7 Broken Arrow. Tigers got all their scoring in the first half. Well, everybody did their scoring in the first half. No one has scored here in the second. Broken Arrow's going to let that clock run, 12 on the play clock. We'll click under 2 before they have to run the next play at 2nd and 10. They're at Union's 35-yard line. Double tight, 1 receiver left. Going to turn hand once again to Banks, and he's going to go forward to around the 30-yard line. Pushes down actually inside that. Nice offensive line surge. Banks is going to get right at the 30. They're going to mark him there. That's where Kalo brought him down, and Union will call a timeout. And yet another huge 3rd down. This time it'll be 3rd and right at 6 for Broken Arrow with 1:42 to go in this game, and Union down 7. And you know what Kirk is saying over there is, I know you're tired. I know you've been put in these situations all night long. We need 1 play. And then we need 1 more play.
Yeah.
Because you got to have 2. But let's just concentrate on the next one. Make the next one, and then we'll go to the next one after that. And
1 play at a time.
That's what you're trying to get done right now.
That's BAschools.leadplayer.com. So even if you're hundreds of miles away,
good crowd here tonight in Broken Arrow as well. They have been encouraging mask wearing and distancing here on the PA, and the people are doing a pretty nice job of spreading out. Not a bad Union crowd on the far side either. They did bring the pride of Broken Arrow, who, interestingly enough, earlier the official went over and told them to stop playing. You don't see that very often.
Kickoff is set for 7 p.m.
1:42 to play in this game. 14-7 Broken Arrow. And yes, it has been that tight all game long. Redskins have been valiant at times on defense, sparking at times on offense. You can see there's something there. Just haven't brought it all to the table yet. So Broken Arrow at the Union 30. We'll need the 25 for the first down. We'll call it 3rd down and 5. Tigers will go once again double tight as Raines brings them up. The tailback once again will be Sanchez Banks. Banks is about 205 pounds, is a little bigger than Horn. Shotgun snap, hand off to Banks, and he is crushed in the backfield. Caleb Kalo came storming in from the outside and thumped him. He lost 5, back to the 35, and it's 4th and 10 with a minute 36 to go. Union is out of timeouts, but the Broken Arrow Tigers are going to take one, and they're going to talk about what they want to do. We'll take a break as well. 4th and 10, Broken Arrow, they lead by 7. A minute 36 to go. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
Set down. Gary Jenkins back to return for the Redskins.
Dodd puts the foot to it. It's going to bounce inside the 10 and is down. It rolled into the end zone, and they're going to call it a touchback. Boy, Broken Arrow was really close to downing that at the 1-yard line. Jacob Jennings was flying downfield. The ball bounced. Jennings just jumped as far as he could and slapped it at the 1, but it landed and rolled into the end zone with no control, and so Union catches a break, and they'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 20. All right, here's where we are. A minute 28 to go in this football game, and it has been a wonderful, gritty game for the Union Redskins and for Broken Arrow. Both teams have been challenged. Both teams at times have stepped up. Both teams at times have not. But with a minute 28 to go, it's 14-7 Tigers, and the Redskins are 80 yards away from a potential tie. 3 receivers come left side, 2 to the right. In the shotgun by himself, Rovon Banks. Banks straight back to pass, and here comes the pressure, and he goes down. Rovon goes down around the 17-yard line. Could not max protect, and Broken Arrow came with the blitz. They sold out, and the first guy there was Buddy Mack, loss of 2, and it's going to be 2nd down and 12, and the Redskins can't stop the clock with a timeout. Minute 9 to go. They're going to have to hurry, and they're wasting a little time here. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Banks again in the shotgun. There's the snap. Rovon back, looking, firing. That ball is caught. No, Rovon then pulled it down. Sorry, Rovon pulled it down and ran. He disappeared inside that. Looked like he threw it, but did not. He got back about a yard, and it's going to be 3rd and about 11. 44 seconds to go. Union trailing by 7. We're going to call it 3rd and 12. Ball at the 18, they need the 30. 3 receivers come left side. Guy on the outside is Sanders, probably the most dangerous. Bohannon in the middle. There's the snap to Banks. He's being chased. Rovon throws quickly, and it's out of bounds, and it's 4th down. He had no choice. He was chased immediately by Broken Arrow's Darren Moss. And that bizarre defense has just been all over the place for the Tigers, and they're doing it again. And now with 27 seconds to go, trailing 14-7, this is it. Last chance for the Redskins. Broken Arrow will take the timeout. We'll keep it here. So if you think back on this game, Union gives up the 79-yard touchdown drive on the first series for Broken Arrow, and if not, and from that point forward, this has been as even a football game as you can get, even when the Redskins' offense has been somewhat inconsistent. But you can't do that. You can't go back, and so it is 14-7. Last week, we saw an offense that just really never had a spark. They've had that tonight, but haven't been consistent, and you've seen the same gritty defensive performance. Now, the Redskins lost 34-0 last week, and how can you say the defense played pretty well? But they did. They gave up some long plays, but they gave them up to Braylon Presley, who is probably the 2nd or 3rd best running back I've seen in my career. At least he was last week. I don't know how he is tonight against Jinx, but I know last week he was Billy Sims, Joe Washington, Greg Pruitt all combined. Now you've got to pull one out of the hat. Redskins have not had many 12-yard plus plays. Shea Dan comes far to the left. He's had one good one tonight. Far to the right is Bohannon. Sanders in slot right side. Belt inside him. Now Belt comes in motion to the left. Banks in the shotgun. Green to his left. 4th and 11. There's the snap. He's back. Throws, and that ball is incomplete. And even had it been caught, it's a 3-yard gain, and he's going to get tackled, and that's that. 22 seconds to go, and short of a miraculous turnover that Union scoops and scores with, this game will end at 14-7. You can see this offense has its moments, and it's going to be very good. They just have not been able to make that really big play tonight. Had a couple of close opportunities. So 22 seconds to go. Broken Arrow will take over. They'll bring back out this offense, which has been gritty tonight as well. Jake Raines this time will be under center. He will take the snap, step back, take the knee. Horn is back deep in case of one of those, and that will do it. Union can't stop it, and that will end this game. Remember, once again, because of COVID, they are not shaking hands. Well, actually, now they are going to shake hands. David Alexander is asking his team to join him and walk straight down the 50-yard line, and the two teams are going to walk 5 yards apart. Broken Arrow at the 50, Union at the 45. And they're going to acknowledge each other that way. Kirk Frederick and David Alexander, bit of a fist bump right there as Union drops this one 14-7. Well, I'm telling you this, it was a tremendous football game. It just didn't go the way you'd want if you're a Union fan. They're close, just not quite there. Tigers win 14-7. Redskins go to 0-2, and up next, Jinx. Talk about it when we come back. This is Union Football on KRMG.
Thank you. Please continue your social distance as you leave the stadium. We are asking that all fans return to their vehicles to call at the conclusion of tonight's game and refrain from leaving inside the stadium. Fans will not be permitted onto the field. We appreciate your cooperation. Thank you to our One Club sponsors, TTCU Federal Credit, St. John Broken Arrow.